hasn't set up the coin yet because he's a lazy fuck.
But you...
No, it's nobody else's fault but my own, and I acknowledge this, which is why I said I'm a lazy fuck. But there are other things to look forward to later.
Yay!
But for now, hi everybody, and actually welcome to episode 7 of Hiveswap, Hiveswap.
We're on time.
No, we're not.
No,
We're on
Certainly
time.
never on time.
We're on time.
We're never on time. We can't
Well,
have that.
I would like to introduce everybody else who's late. We've got Jay,
Hi!
and Ark,
Hi.
and Hannah.
I'm not here.
Oh, okay.
Oh, wow.
All right.
Okay, this is silly.
Well, since we're late, let's just get down to being friends with people.
Cool.
Great. Let's do it. Let's be friendly.
Friends.
Of
Do we know-
business flagrantly illegal.
Oh, good.
Illegal.
Illegal.
Well, I think I know who.
Uruguay!
Stop it. I think I know who I want to have be the first reader, so I'm gonna take the spot of narrator for the first chapter. Okay.
Sure,
Okay.
sounds good.
All right. Ever since you were a kid back on Earth, you have always held the deep, close wish to one day travel the world. You wanted to see new places, experience exciting new tastes and altitudes and temperatures, maybe go scuba diving. You never imagined you would actually get the chance. That kind of cool stuff didn't happen to someone like you. Interesting things never happen here. Well, you're finally getting your wish. It's just a totally different world. Funny how life turns out. When you get back to Earth, well, you don't want to think about all the broken bones you have. Who knows if it will ever happen again. You've finally chilled out recently. Found your place in the universe. I'm just gonna accept it. They're saying we have.
Sure.
Drifting from friend to friend, adventure to adventure. It's the only way to live. All right.
Like a friendship pirate.
So, well, funny you should say that, but that's for later. I think Ark had called dibs on Conal, right? Or Conil.
Oh.
This looks
I
like
didn't-
easy mode and hard mode right here.
She's pretty.
I don't remember calling it, but I'll take it.
I thought I remember you saying that you wanted this character in something you posted in the Discord, which is why I saved it aside for you.
She may have been the olive blood that I thought looked the most interesting. So yeah, I'll take her. Why not?
All right, sure. Well, then you got her.
All right, great. Let's do it.
Yeah, you got a girl character.
Yeah,
He's
I
had
do
girl
that sometimes.
characters before.
I've
You
had
do
several.
sometimes. I just
remember
like it when you
Amisa?
do.
Amisa
Yeah, you're
and
right.
Polypa.
Yeah, okay, you're right. You're
Yeah,
right.
We've pigeonholed Ark as an olive blood female, apparently.
You're a pretty lady.
A pretty cat lady. Anyway.
Yes.
Nobody draw that. Right now, your travels have brought you to what appears to be a normal road in an innocuous part of town. Not particularly upscale, but not exactly a rat trap either. Just pretty average. Whoops, that was the wrong mouse button. Oh, hi.
Oh, okay.
A row of those spiky purple bushes line the side. Is she singing? The side of the road, and behind one of them stands a large, fierce troll who is glancing furtively up and down the street. Okay, that's less average.
Hey, you here? Wait, what? Hey, are you her? Hey, are you her?
Huh?
I mean, are you her? Are you the one I'm waiting for?
Oh my god, yes.
Got real intense here all of a sudden. Well, your first instinct is definitely to tell her that yes, of course you are who she's been waiting for, provided she's been waiting for a new friend. But honestly, you aren't sure your shtick is gonna work on this girl. Oh, which
Of course not. What was I thinking?
now is
This
awesome.
is just. This sounds
Just
exactly like
music.
AR. This is just AR's voice.
Oh
Ah,
god.
this is so infuriating. She's so late. I'm so bored. Do you think she's coming soon?
Aw.
You don't know who she means, but you suggest that she might be more comfortable waiting somewhere that isn't in a spiky purple shrub.
Don't be stupid. My clients value discretion. I have to lay low.
She's like sinking down into the bush. I have to lay, but when she says low, she like bursts out of it.
She shouts it out.
The shrub hardly manages. God damn it, game! to cover her, and standing behind it and shouting is definitely not making her less conspicuous. Neither is asking random passerbys whether they are her client. Not that you can talk. Oh, not that you can talk. Accosting people left and right and asking how to be your friend is kind of your whole deal. Not that you can talk. Oh shit, we've been signing this whole time?
Ah, shit, we can't talk. If you are country lady 453, then
the laziest and most impossible pester chum handle,
But
or
is
trollian
that-
handle.
Is that Skyla?
It sounds like
actually
it, right?
it is.
Yeah.
Then who is?
Skyla Lady 453. That sounds almost like...
Hey!
It's Jay.
Oh wow, okay. Sorry I'm late. I couldn't. What in tarnation?
Why am I suddenly meeting all of my past flames? You'd know that genteel charm anywhere.
Well, my stars.
Can we not fuck things up with Skilla like we fucked up things with Branya? God damn it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We can try to not.
Yeah.
I definitely wasn't expecting to see you around here. What a masterful coincidink.
Nice ad-libbing. You're incredibly glad to see Skyla. At least a part of your entourage within the stream is. And Lady 2. All unkidnapped and everything. This is definitely the alpha timeline.
Hooray.
I'm excited to see her. I just don't want to fuck things up because we ended things great with her. They were great.
Oh no, I was just implying that Hannah is probably the most excited to see.
Okay,
I'm
yeah.
so happy.
That's very fair.
In a beautiful way.
You give Skilla a hug, which she enthusiastically returns. Whoops, I gotta
Wow.
stop accidentally tapping that button. She nearly picks you up off your feet. Lady shoves her nose against your neck and gives you a few sloppy licks.
Who the heck are you? I have business with this bush. Maybe find your own.
I'm sorry, but I'm the business your bush has been looking for.
Are we still Are we still doing phrasing?
Got him. I don't think we need to do phrasing anymore. I think phrasing's done. Wait. What? You're a country lady.
Do you not see the straw in my mouth? The very same. The name's Skylar Corriga. Pleasure to meet ya.
Oh.
Whoop.
Ah! I didn't think you'd be a bronze.
You don't put much thought into things, do you?
No.
I've gotten that before, honestly. Also, by the by, this concerns them, too.
She puts a hand on your shoulder.
Oh, it does.
It it does.
Sure enough. They were there when it happened. They must have helped me fight off the varmints.
Okay.
And they helped me with that thing who tried to take off my lucis.
Okay. Right, yeah, you said something about that in your message. But I don't get it. What does you want me to do?
Right, well, the bandits didn't get lady. But other kids haven't been so lucky. Lowbloods have been hit especially hard. I want you to find the bandits' base of operation, and I want you to take them out. Permanently and painfully.
Damn.
Mm.
Keneal's, I guess that's how I'm gonna pronounce it, Keneal. Keneal's mouth
Cool.
moves silently, like she is trying to reason through the steps of Scylla's conversation. Then she catches up when a slow grin spreads over her face.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like painful.
Oh my god.
And permanent.
Okay.
But wait. You want me to get revenge for someone else's losses? Why?
Well, a few of us got together and decided to do something about it ourselves. Since there's no hope for their Eris or the drone do anything to stop the bandits. And they all elected me as spokestroll, seeing as I'm the oldest and least eagerly shook.
Okay, sure. I guess that's what the why isn't important. How much you got? How much you willing to
got
throw
it?
down? I doubt any little boys could afford my fees, let alone a bunch of country rusties.
Lady starts to growl, and Skilla puts a pacifying hand on her head.
Everything's fine, lady. Now, just back off. We expected this, didn't we? We were hoping you'd be willing to do it out of the goodness of your blood, pusher.
Blech! Keneal laughs so hard that she spits. Skilla winces.
You got a pan disorder. If you think I could take any charity cases, I don't work for pretty smiles.
You think I'm pretty?
Not even this one. Mm.
Okay, that's a pretty good one.
Pretty
good.
Keep your compliments to yourself, missy.
That wasn't.
Yes, it was.
I didn't mean to say that out loud.
Cute.
Why don't you just go find the bandits yourself?
You know full well that I don't have the means. But you do. And it'd be a walk in the recreational field for you. And if you weren't so nasty and selfish...
Skilla, you're kind of like... You're asking somebody to just sort of do work for you. For
Yeah.
nothing.
Yeah.
It's
I
kind of
do it!
not great.
Or maybe you're scared.
So hear me out. I want you to
Yeah?
go kill a bunch of animal kidnappers, right? And
Yeah.
Pro
I'm
bono.
not gonna pay you.
Yeah, it's not a great deal for this Connell person. Ah! You! I'll show you scared!
This looks like a fighting game screen.
It is!
Shing!
You're about to learn the combos, kids. Go. Actually, I would totally play a Homestuck fighting game. That would be great.
That would be really fucking dope, and it's not like they don't already have, like, sprite animations of the characters fighting.
Yeah!
Oh, hell. They look like they're about to throw down. You gotta do something to defuse the situation. Tell them you know people, or ask Keneal if she works on spec.
Let's save.
Let's do a save.
Let's do a save.
Click.
Alright, so I'm willing to bet that I know who we're going with if we tell them you know people. I think we should ask Connell if she works on spec.
I agree.
What? I don't work for on spec.
What's spec?
I'm actually not sure. I'm not sure what that means. I'm gonna be honest. I'm only licensed on Eternia.
I'm sure we're about to find out.
Just kidding, I don't have a license.
There you go. You explain to Keneal that working on spec means doing some work for free in hopes that you're going to be paid later.
Oh.
I see. Will you do
Okay.
it for the exposure?
Mm.
You say it's unlikely that the bandits only go after Lucai. That would be totally ridiculous when there's so many other things in the world to steal. Like money. He probably have just heaps of money in their hideout. If she breaks in, she can just have it all. Skilla doesn't want it. She just wants to save the Lucai. You're so dang convinced that you almost convince yourself.
I'm not so sure. Sounds like you might be trying to fuck me over.
You let out a scandalized gasp. To convey just what an untoward accusation that is. You are shocked! Shocked!
Fine. Anything to get away from this stupid bush.
It's not. She kicks the prickly purple shrub so hard it uproots and sails across the street to land on the hood of someone's car.
But
As
you're coming with me. I'm gonna hold you to that. And if there's no money, then I'll hold you tighter.
Aw.
And squeeze.
Ah!
Until your weirdly colored eyes pop out.
Okay, maybe not aw anymore.
Yeah.
Yikes. You believe it too. She could definitely do that. But here's your chance. You've got tons of success stories proving that forced exposure is really the best way to get people to like you.
Sounds just peachy.
Peachy.
When do we leave?
Peachy.
Peachy!
Oh god.
Camille kicks another bush. She seems to have an anger management problem. Well, you guess she is managing it. She's taking it out on the shrubbery instead of on you or Skilla.
We aren't doing anything. You aren't coming.
Lady starts growling again, and Skilla looks like she wants to join in.
Oh, grr. Excuse me.
Camille gets up in her face, moving way faster than someone her size seems like she should be able to do.
You aren't coming. You'll just be in my way. You're distracting. What with your beautiful face? Long hair. It's really nice.
Yeah,
what do you put in
nice.
this?
Nice.
Gosh, this is
So
nice.
pretty.
Very pretty.
Guys, we're
Yes.
planning to
yes.
What?
fucking kill people.
Right.
What?
Yes. Very
Skilla's mouth twitches just the tiniest bit.
important. That is not what I meant. Ugh. You keep tricking me. I just meant that you'll probably stop to save some bark beast regulars and get us all cold.
Skilla crosses her arms and tosses her hair. Skilla, as we say back home, is playing it up.
Fine. I'm counting on you two.
You figure that the information gathering stage of the operation is next. Oh good, so now we have to like click on the screen and try to find the stuff to... You've seen heist movies, you know how shit works. But Camille just shouts at someone on her palm husk for a while, then punches some coordinates into a car that you're pretty sure isn't hers. It takes you to the outskirts of the city, past long stretches of cracked concrete and urban sprawl. Not exactly the place you'd expect to find bandits who steal farm animals. You point this out to Camille. She tells you to shut up. So you do. You leave the car and walk the last few blocks. The bandits' operation is honestly not super impressive. It's a long industrial structure that looks more like a manufacturing plant than a den of thieves. In the background, you hear at least two voices screaming about their cars being either bushed or stolen.
Bushed.
Bushed! Beside it is something much more impressive. A sleek black spacecraft. Not like yours. This is the Mercedes-Benz to your banged-up Chevy Malibu. Even before you crash-landed it, that thing was a hunk of junk.
Oh, holy shit! Is that an adult?
What, the ship?
No, dingus.
You followed her frenzied gaze and... Oh, right. The troll beside the ship is taller than anyone else you've seen here. Ooh. Her skin a darker gray, her claws incredibly long. If everyone you've met so far has been a kid, wow. They all deal with stuff that even adults on your planet don't. Routine death, dismemberment, and like 4 different relationship dynamics. Right, wasn't part of Hiveswap's story that like the adult trolls were coming home or something?
I don't remember that.
I
don't
think there was a bit of the story where they were explaining why there wasn't troll adults on the planet. I think that's what it was.
If there really are no mature trolls here, then where are they?
Hello.
Wait, hold up. You're saying where you're from, you live with adults?
Uh-huh.
You all live on the same planet.
Sure do.
Oh, well. Maybe you're tougher than you look. Adults are terrifying. Come on, let's get closer.
You and Camille sidle up close enough to the trolls to overhear them haggling over stolen goods. So far, the conversation is too general to tell if they mean the Lucii.
Damn, they must have globes of steel. Talking back to an adult. I mean, I am great at rushing in without giving any thought. But I'm not a total moron.
The two trolls appear to come to an agreement. They shake hands and heading back into the warehouse together. Start heading back into the warehouse together, I guess.
Yep. So what do you think? What should we do?
Huh? You? Camille's the expert here.
Yeah, no shit. for punching. I'm also good at slashing. But as Dasha always does the thinking and the planning. He's the one with the I-beams and the big think pan. Don't tell him I said that. Please.
You assure her you couldn't tell Asdaja anything at all because you have no idea who that is.
Oh. Right. Asdaja is a frustrating Buzzlord loser! Who sucks so bad! Also, he's my mate's Brit and we've been together for sweeps.
What the fuck?
That's so nice.
But he's a Buzzlord loser!
He's my boyfriend,
And-
but like he's a huge fucking dick and I hate him.
And he's supposed to be here! But he's all busy doing some dumb bullshit! So I need you to be the pans of the operation, okay? Please do this for me.
Oh dear. Oh.
Well.
Time to save.
Damn it, we took the correct path?
Yep,
Really?
apparently.
Fucking fine. Follow the pirate into the warehouse or search the spaceship.
Why do I
Search
feel
the
like if we...
spaceship.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I feel like if we search the spaceship, we might get caught or something, so that might be the bad path?
Let's
Yeah.
do the bad path.
Okay, let's see if that one's the bad path or if I've accidentally completed this story already.
Let's-
Here's your
let's
chance
see.
to prove you're totally capable of making non-disastrous choices. Your reason it would probably be best to check out that ship cruiser while it's empty, since you know how many people will be waiting for you in the warehouse.
Yeah. That works for me!
You suspect that Camille would have agreed to anything you suggested, just as long as she didn't have to make the decision herself. What a mood.
Oh.
Big
Oh my god,
mood.
same.
As the kids say these days, big worm. There's
No.
so many tough decisions in your life.
God damn.
How old do you think the person who wrote this was?
Probably in their 20s or
Like
something.
22
I'm guessing. I'm
maybe?
guessing.
Yeah.
Like probably mid 20s. Yeah.
Big worm? Oh.
You're worried that the spaceship will be locked and your great plan is going to be over before it begins. But the door glides open easily and silently. It also makes a slurping noise for some reason.
Silently.
Corneal leads the way and you let her. You don't know what wild security measures a troll ship has, but you do know you don't want to find out. The inside is normal enough. A pilot's and co-pilot seat, a central panel covered in more of the squiggly Alternian language, and a bank of sleeping screens. Other than that, it is remarkably bare of any homey touches. Not like your ship, which, in your humble opinion, was very nicely decorated. You got some pretty dope posters on your wall. More to the point, there's absolutely nothing of value here. Kunil can also tell.
There's no point in being here. This is just a cruiser. All the good stuff is definitely going to be inside the warehouse.
Okay, fair. You have no idea what you're doing, and you are sick of pretending that you do. You wish you could just take a breather, honestly. The strange, compulsive desire for more friendship is still there, but you're pretty exhausted.
Let's just... Fuck!
That is a turn.
Oh, wow, that's kind of forward there, Camille. Hey, we haven't gotten to friendship yet.
Oh, calm down, you gigantic tool!
It's not the only thing that's a gigantic tool.
Oh my god! I mean... Oh, fuck! That's an adult troll and we are definitely going to die! That's why I said I said the fuck word!
Awkward.
Let Camille say the fuck word. Oh. Oh. Fuck. That is a big troll.
What
Camille's pretty big. She's the biggest troll you've met so far. If someone fed you truth serum and you put a gun to your head,
Oh
you might
my
even
God.
describe her as, thick.
Stop it!
This
You know-
troll, on the other hand, is fucking terrifying, and she looks pissed. Or maybe that's just how her face always looks. There are teeth. Lots of teeth. Oh, it's blue. Hannah?
Hannah?
Okay.
Who told you you could be in here? I didn't order any ugly wrigglers.
Ah, shit. Who are you calling ugly?
Camille immediately slaps a clawed gauntlet over her mouth, apparently remembering who she is shouting at. The adult troll growls, and you don't mean she sounds angry. It's not a husky, sexy metaphor. She really fucking growls. A deep, guttural animal noise. Staring into a pair of merciless cobalt eyes, you experience a pulse of crystalline fear. Blank and cold. You're pretty much constantly braced for death, but that doesn't mean you're looking forward to it. Instead of springing forward and rending you to pieces, the adult just stares at you. Damn, adult troll monster. Take a picture, it'll last longer. The last thing you remember is those blazing eyes. Then even that fades and you slip away.
Oh.
Oh. When you thrash back into consciousness, however, Camille is right on top of you, pinning you to the warm, thrumming metal of the spaceship wall. She doesn't look angry or scared or anything. Her snarling, expressive face is utterly blank. You say her name a couple of times, but she doesn't twitch.tv. She
That's
just
not good.
squeezes down harder, grinding the bones of your wrists together. Someone is swearing. Fuck. You strain to see around Camille's head. The adult troll is seated at the pilot seat, and the console is lit up. You realize that thrumming in the wall means the ship is moving. You see the sickly green-gray of the Alternian night sky, and your stomach does a disorienting leap of mingled elation and dread. You can't believe you're actually going to space and finally heading somewhere besides this fucking hellhole of a planet. Of course, that's how you felt when you were first leaving Earth, and you have no idea where this troll is bringing you. And your new prospective friend is just sitting there like she's hypnotized. She only reacts when you struggle, and then only to slam you back against the wall. You just randomly fell asleep, didn't you? How the heck did that happen? The adult starts talking again, but she isn't talking to you.
No, I'm on my way. No more delays, I promise. The Lucai shipment is on schedule. Don't worry. Everything is...
Sirens scream and screens flash. Bleh. The ship bucks wildly like a sailboat hit by a wave. The adult troll's fingers fly over the consoles.
No, what the hell? Oh, I don't know. It's like I've lost all control of the damn thing. Fuck!
But Camille's grip on you loosens. She pulls away and shakes her head back and forth, shaggy hair flopping over her eyes.
What? What the hell? Where are we?
She sounds small and lost. The adult troll doesn't turn around. She's too busy yelling a mayday into her comm and trying to wrest back control of the ship. The whole thing shudders again, and yours and Camille's heads bonk together.
Ow!
The ship bucks again. It feels less like engine failure and more like a gigantic baby is shaking it like a rattle.
Gagoo.
Okay, yeah, there it is. And you're scared, sure, but you're also awash in a sudden, unexpected flare of understanding and competency, because this isn't the first time this has happened to you. This is exactly how you crash landed on Alternia in the first place. You were just passing by, minding your own damn space business, when your ship decided it wanted nothing better than to just snap its reins, toss its wild head, and head straight for the unfamiliar planet below you. You push yourself to your feet, trying to tame your nausea as the ship rolls. You grab Camille's hand and pull her across the compartment to a glowing green sigil on the wall. You don't know much, but you do know absconding when everything starts falling to shit.
Yeah. Hey, what are you? Let go of me!
Absolutely not. If you do that, you will not be able to be friends with her, because she'll be dead. With the strength born of desperation, you pull her into the escape pod with you.
We won't fit!
You will, you do. But it's uncomfortable as hell. Craning your neck at a very uncomfortable angle, you manage to reach around Camille and press the big red button on the wall. An alarm sounds and you hear the adult say,
What the...
before the door slams shut and the escape pod rockets out into space. You shudder
Is that
back.
necessary?
Yes. You shudder back down towards Alternia, Corneel's weight crushing your delicate ribcage. Poor ribcage. You're surprised it hasn't sued you for damages yet. Wow, that sure was a shit show. Hardships bring people together, though, don't they? That's def a thing. How you guys liking all this new era lingo I'm tossing in? You liking that? Unfortunately, you judge from Keneal's swearing and muttered death threats that this is not one of those times. Game over!
Over. But at least we lived.
But at least we didn't get taken away.
We didn't get taken away when we lived. Hooray!
Hooray!
I'll call it a win.
To
And we
funny
didn't kill
farm.
anybody.
To the funny part, where life is beautiful all the time. Okay, so should we go back to the first choice or the
Yeah,
second choice?
we should go back and first fail.
Okay.
Like, I'm not convinced that this is the wrong choice, but yeah, let's tell them that we know people, I
yeah.
guess.
Alright. You mentioned that you are important. A real mover and shaker in the Alternian economy. You have a bunch of amazing local friends. Some of them are rich, or have giant internet followings, or just very, very enthusiastic about meat. The point is, you know people.
Wow, I'm back. Oh, wow, that's really generous of you. Offering to leverage relationships for my sake? I knew I didn't make a mistake trusting you.
Well, that's a different story, I guess. Why don't you call up for your fancy friends?
Oh, fuck.
What?
You don't have a phone! What an arbitrary reason to fail.
You don't have a
Wow.
Actually, that's fun. Well, how are you intending on calling any of these friends up?
That's so cute.
How are you?
We'll just go to their house.
I guess. Okay, I see.
All
All right, I guess we're gonna follow
Now-
Pirate in the warehouse now.
Yeah, not a win. You
Yeah.
decide to follow them into the warehouse. That way, at least you won't be trapped in a confined space if anyone comes back out to check on the ship. You know, like that thing that happened in the beta timeline. You get ready to do some James Bond-ass shit, ducking behind corners and saying, "Cover me." Maybe executing some sick rolls down the hallway. Can't really do any gymnastics, even when you aren't healing from broken ribs, but fantasy James Bond sure can. Keneal doesn't bother with any of that. She just stomps down the hallway toward the first door. Damn, she really hadn't been joking when she said she was more into the straightforward approach. Pick up speed to try to get to the other door before she does, just to prevent her from charging in there and getting you both caught immediately. Good thing, too. Through the window in the door, you see what looks like some kind of break room. A couple of trolls are messing around on their palm husks, and a few more are sitting at a table and playing some kind of game that involves cards, dice, and little colorful shells.
Oh, come on, that's not even that many. We can take them. Ah! I forgot you weren't my partner. You're just dead weight.
Wow. No real argument there. Polypa told you that most pros work together for a reason. It's much harder on your own. You wonder if Keneal would have been so hot to take the job if it hadn't been for Scylla's, vibes. Yeah, that's the word. Vibes. They were, vibin'. Yeah.
Thank you.
You have to do this. You have to rally. Keneal is already losing faith in you. Or maybe she had no faith in you in the first place. Whatever. You choose a different door at random and go down it, assuring Keneal that you definitely know what the fuck you are doing.
What? Ah, where are you going?
You've been down this road before, with Diamond and your meat quest through the sewers. This is possibly slightly harder stakes, higher stakes even, but the same basic principle applies. Fake it till you make it. Keneal gets annoyed much faster than your other friend, if her sub-vocalizations are anything to go by. Damn, you really need to step up your game. You think back on all the heist and infiltration movies you've seen. Maybe you can find a locker room or a troll laundry room and find one of those SWAT hazmat suits. Yeah, that would be the best plan. Just put on a disguise and wander around like a sneaky fuck and... god damn it. They're so
Just
busy...
a moment.
Oh,
Are you hearing background noise on my end?
no.
Okay, great. Just want to check. Sorry
Okay.
about that.
Oh, no, you're fine. You're so busy focusing on your brilliant plan, TM, that you open a door without thinking and find yourself looking at the trolls playing the card game. What, do we walk in a big circle? Somehow in your random quest through the warehouse, you manage to double back on yourself and come out on the other side of the break room. Classic. This is classic you. You're almost charmed by yourself. Almost. There's a frozen moment when all the bandits just stare at you and Kunil, perhaps taking in the truly staggering idiot level you've achieved. Climbed all the way up that ladder.
Thank fuck! We should have just done this from the beginning!
Whoop. Oh, Jesus. You've gotten into
Jesus
quite a
Christ.
few fights since arriving on this planet. Well, mostly you've stood around while other people fought. Whoa.
Ah!
But the point is, Kunil. She is brutal. She takes out almost the same number of bandits that you, Skilla, and Lady did in a quarter of the time. Multicolored blood flies. And God, you know these are bad guys. They've been stealing Luci and selling them, which sucks.
Ah!
But right now, they're kind of just a bunch of kids getting massacred.
Ah!
You don't feel great about it.
We're just making a painting. Oh.
In fact, you think you might need to sit down for a bit. Your back hits the wall and you slide down to the dirty floor. You're clammy all over.
Pathetic!
Kunil pulls her gauntlet out of the final troll's neck with a spray of yellow blood and a squelch that makes your stomach roll. She notices you on the ground.
What are you? Ah! Are you serious? Come on!
You try to tell her that she volunteered you for this mission herself, but you can't slow your breathing enough to get words out. You aren't sure why now is the time for you to finally freak out. Maybe it's the close quarters, or maybe you've been on Alternia long enough for this multicolored mess to finally start registering as blood.
Oh.
Maybe you've reached your horror saturation point. Whatever. If you've learned anything from this experience, it's that the why of things doesn't actually matter. Kunil looms over you, raising a gauntlet. She's gonna kill you. At least if you're dead, you can't puke on yourself. But instead of brutal stabbing, you feel a steady pressure on the back of your neck. Kunil pushes your head down until it's between your knees.
Take slower breaths, idiot.
You follow her instructions, too lightheaded to dwell on the absurdity of being coached through a panic attack by a girl who just murdered like 10 dudes. She's surprisingly good at this.
Dasha freaked out in his first fight too. Wasn't even bloody! And that little wriggler passed out! I guess some blood casts really are better built for violence!
She sits down beside you and pats you on the back. You kind of wish she'd taken the bloody gauntlet off first, but you appreciate the gesture. You're having a hard time reconciling this Kunil with the one who had snarled at Skilla for being too nice.
I'm multifaceted! Also, fuck her! Which reminds me!
She pulls her phone out of her pocket, smearing a little olive blood across the screen.
Kroik, I got your bandits!
She talks a lot louder on the phone than she does in real life.
Yeah, no shit! Of course I work fast! Especially when I don't have anyone to slow me down with a bunch of tactics and plans! Ah! Save it for your Christmases!
She hangs up the phone and glares at she hangs up and glares at the phone. You tell her she really seems to hate Skilla. Kunil's face goes a fierce shade of green.
Don't be stupid! I barely know her!
You don't press the issue. You also don't point out the kind of obvious point that these probably aren't the only trolls in the facility. The one who had been haggling with the adult isn't here, for instance. But if Kunil forgetting about them means less murder, you are all about it. There's no way the bandits are continuing their work after this. Kunil also seems to have forgotten about the fact that she came in here looking to get paid, and nope. She's looting the bodies. Great. It's a lot messier and takes way longer in real life than it does in a video game. In the end, she ends up with 5 palm husks, a laptop, some jewelry, and some little squares of plastic you think might be sci-fi credit cards.
Whatever. There's barely anything here. But that fight made it pretty worth it.
Well, you're glad it was good for somebody at least. You're just trying to not think about it and maybe get outside as fast as possible. Whatever Kunil wants to do with your outstanding debt at that point, well, you can square up out there. Okay.
Yeah, yeah, don't worry about that. I'm not actually going to squeeze you. It would just be too easy. It's like squishing a march bug.
Fuck yes, saved by being pitiful.
I doubt you have any money anyway. I mean, you are wearing an ablution robe.
We're still just in this bathrobe! True.
True.
Conil helps you to your feet. You kind of want to ask if you're friends now, even though the only bonding activity you've done together is combined murdering and comforting, with her doing both of those things and you standing there like a dumbass. But really, you've made friends with worse people for worse reasons.
Oh. Here! Why don't you take one of these?
Oh, is it the phone? Yes! She
Oh.
hands you one of the palm husks. Thankfully, it only has a little bit of blood on it. Actually, it might be mustard. Like, you know, the actual condiment. But she's giving you a phone. Why?
You don't have one, right? I mean, you don't even have any pants. I mean, you know, I can see the timelines, I guess. This way we can keep in touch. And you can tell me if you have any more jobs with an excellent violence level. Like this one.
Yeah, I have a lot
liked
of...
this.
This was good. More of this. More of this. This is great. Here, let's just exchange info. Palm husks are really useful. You could use them to call people and everything.
You're not sure if she's making a joke. Possibly she just thinks you're an idiot. That's okay. You can deal with that. Because not only did you make a friend today, you got a gift today. Holy shit. You fucking killed it.
Cool.
Hey!
yeah.
Write my number!
Right my number.
Yay,
Here's
that's
my-
not mustard.
Here's my digits, kid.
You look so perturbed.
I like her.
Yeah,
she's
that was
great.
fun.
Yeah, she's fun. Cool.
Alright.
Good character.
Yeah, Kunio was really great. So this one, I was actually pretty torn on. Hannah, do you want to
Yeah.
be Ramelli, or do you want me to be Ramelli? You can pick.
What? I don't know. I don't know anything about her.
Neither do
I didn't know anything about
She's
Camille.
blue and she looks happy. I'm scared.
I'm leaving it up to you, Hannah, whether you want to voice this character. If you don't, then I will do it.
I mean, she's pretty cute. I kind of do.
Alright.
You want to
cool.
do it?
Yeah, a little bit.
All right, we're going
Alright.
in. And
Yay!
Jay, you're the narrator.
I am the narrator.
You're the narrator.
Yes.
All right.
Good luck, sir.
It's gonna go great. I'm gonna see lots of words today. You wandered into a part of town that seems to have some culture going on. It was capitalized. it was capitalized. I don't know.
It was
There are lots of bright neon lights, and you can't read what the signs say, but you can see arcades, a performance space, and what looks like a movie theater, perhaps more indie-oriented compared to the mall cinemas you've seen before. As you continue wandering, you come across a trendy-looking building and a placard outside that shows a little cartoon doodle of a fancy waiter holding out a tray of snacks.
Fuck yeah, snacks.
Yeah. You
Snack.
can't read what the words say, but you recognize the intergalactic signal for free food inside. Come on in.
I feel like this place is as equally dangerous as it is alluring.
Is that the Mona Lisa?
It's the troll, Elisa.
Yeah, all right. You head inside. It appears to be an art gala. It must be, gala. It must be opening night because there are festive decorations up and little table offerings of drinks and, oh dear.
Hors d'oeuvres, Jay.
Thank you. Did not want to say the first word. There are many other art appreciators here, and your adrenaline spikes when you realize that most of the trolls milling around are purebloods.
Try again.
Purple blood.
Pure purple bloods.
God.
Okay.
You're not sure if some paintings and snacks are worth the high chance of being maimed when chaotic violence breaks out, but as you're debating the merits of food versus probable injury, someone approaches you.
You don't look like my other patrons. Are you late?
Are you lost? Sorry.
It's okay.
Lost.
Lost.
Lost day?
Or are you perhaps looking to start collecting? If you're loaded, ignore that first question. Art is for everyone after all, regardless of your blood color.
Oh, the four black pupils of her eye glint and sparkle, and you're not sure you get if it's a menacing or friendly sparkle. She grins at you, and it shows all of her teeth.
So, what do you think of the art? Have any paintings caught your eye?
You look around. You don't know much about art, but you are a nerd. And a lot of paintings in here remind you of scenes of popular movies and games back home.
Oh wow, already. Hold on.
It seems kind of derivative. Let's say that it's definitely the bad choice. It's definitely the bad choice.
Okay.
It's gotta be, right?
You clearly know nothing about art, pleb. If you don't like it, there's the door. Make room for someone with money to burn and better taste.
Yep, okay, wow. Go away!
Go away!
We got the broom.
That's interesting. So not only does she have the, like, spider eye, but her other eye has 0 pupils. That's interesting.
Oh, yeah.
How does that work?
I don't know.
She has an eye for art.
God damn it, Jay. Shut up. Oh, well, I picked the next one, so.
Stop. You flatter. But don't.
Jay?
Jay?
Oh, right, I am the... Yes! She
Oh my
puts a
God.
hand on her hip and winks at you with the eye that doesn't have the pupil. Oh, and you're guessing that she doesn't actually want you to stop. You're also making the connection that she must be the artist who painted all of these. You hope they're not blood. You sense an opportunity for friendship, so you laid on thick and gush about how talented she is.
I don't know if there's paint on Alternia that isn't blood.
I thought you looked like a dumbass when you walked in, but you have good taste after all. Oh. Let me show you around.
You follow Ramele through the gallery, swinging by the table with the free food first. Yes. It's pretty good by the standards you've come to expect on Alternia, but what you thought was wine at
God
first glance is
damn it.
actually Figo! I like Figo. No thanks.
Why not?
Yeah, Figo's
Why
great!
not? It's great.
Oh, jeez.
It's
Oh,
tasty.
God.
I like Fago when I'm drunk.
Also,
I like Fago just on the reg. You know?
they don't
It's
sell
tasty.
Fago where I live, actually. Fun fact.
They're kind of hard to find. They're a little
Yeah.
hard to find.
They sell them across the street from us.
Well, yes.
In general, they're hard to find. Fortunately,
Leaving
you
the
guys.
house is hard.
Well, I have to drive like 4 hours to get to the first like Sheets or whatever the heck that place is called. Wawa doesn't stock Fago.
That's because Wawa sucks.
True.
You know what? Well, that's a conversation for later. I'll hold my feelings.
Sheets forever! Anyway.
Sheets sucks.
You may have noticed some themes in my exhibit at work. I don't love clowns or gore as much as it may seem. That's just what I have for sale here. If you look to my work online, you'll see much more full range of my art. But for this fancy gallery shit, purebloods are some of my best customers. Those clowns fucking love art. They're rich as fuck, and they'll buy anything as long as it's violent enough or features religious themes.
You've seen the kind of destruction and mayhem that purple bloods are capable of. So, you're surprised that she doesn't seem to mind being in a crowded gallery with so many of them. Most other trolls you've interacted with have done their best to steer clear of the town murder cult guys. At least when one of those hate-romance relationships isn't on the table. Isn't it kind of dangerous to actively court them for their audience?
Oh, sure, they can be unpredictable, and keeping them happy requires some schmoozing. Occasionally I have to pretend like I'm drunk the Fago and pull some religious references out of my ass.
Fucking miracles, man.
But it's nothing I can't handle. You can make a lot more money as an artist if you're not choosy about who you draw. One of my customers is this blue blood moron who only ever commissions me to draw low bloods in quadrants with other low bloods. I've got him convinced I'm giving him a deal on his rate when he's actually paying 5 times what I charge anyone else. My point is, artistic integrity is for chumps. If you want to get ahead in this world, give the people what they want first.
Yeah, alright. That strikes you as a depressing outlook on the creative process, but you're aware by now that idealism on Alternia tends to lead to shorter lifespans. You have to admit, looking around at the crowd in this gallery, that her cynical approach seems to be working. You tell her that she sounds pretty business savvy in addition to being talented, and she winks at you again.
Thanks, I know. Because I make bank doing shit like this, I'm able to fund my passion projects. You should really check out my
my
webcomic.
God.
But before you can find out what her webcomic is about, she notices another troll that has been sidling up to you. As she approaches, she whips out what looks like a small recording device with a smile. Romeli's face goes carefully blank, and she crosses her arms over her chest.
How can I help you?
I guess I'll do it. Yes, hello there, Miss Namak. I'm with Alternia Nightly, and I must say it looks like your first ever gallery exhibit has been a smashing success so far.
First ever. Oh, the journalist Sirby Tone. Wow, we nailed that. And
Innocuous.
words. Innocuous words don't seem to be threatening to you, but you're picking up some tense vibes from Romeli, whose hair ribbon swings forward in front of her face aggressively.
Of course it's a success. I never expected otherwise.
Maybe not, but some in the art world have expressed surprise at the timing of this. Some have called it bold, considering that you're currently in the middle of a plagiarism controversy. Would you care to comment on the case against you by Trident Media?
Instead of being caught off guard by the question sprung on her, Romeli relaxes and laughs.
Oh, that. As if they have any kind of real evidence that I'm violating their precious intellectual property. All the characters I draw and profit from are entirely original, and Trident Media and their legislator are just mad about it because the whole internet knows that my storylines are better than the source material. Oops, I mean, better than the unrelated creative works that my comics happen to bear a superficial resemblance to. Feel free to quote me on that.
The reporter takes the quote and scuttles away. Romeli seems unbothered, but you can't help but feel concerned for her. Copyright infringement is a serious business. Is your new friend in legal hot water?
No, Alternia barely has any copyright protections to speak of. It's just that little pest Gorgic trying to stir up shit as usual. The company behind his lawsuit wouldn't even care if he hadn't got involved. It's no big deal. Nothing I can't handle.
You go back to following her around the gallery. Keeping your distance whenever her purple blood comes up to compliment her at work. You can tell that despite her confident attitude, Romeli is still thinking about that journalist. She taps her foot and frowns at the paintings whenever there's a lull in conversation, throwing glances at the floor that the journalist left through.
Yeah, you know, it's not like Alternia has a free press or credible newspapers. That reporter was probably hired by someone who's a crunch to take up dirt on me. I don't think it was Gorgic, actually. Too obvious. Amateurish. No, this stinks of my competition. The artistic establishments that think all I do is fan art and shouldn't be taken seriously as an artist. All of their paintings in the museum across the street, and they hate that I've managed to put up my own exhibit. Those stuck-up, pretentious bold scrubs have been trying to sabotage me for so long.
She turns to you, her hands balled up into fists, and the X in her eye flashing with passion.
I've been waiting for the opportunity to strike back at them. If everyone is going to accuse me of being a thief and a hack anyway, I might as well steal from them for real. But their security is tight, and I haven't had an accomplice. Until now. What do you say? Want to help me pull off a risky art heist? Yeah!
Wow.
Does it
Oh,
matter?
Safe,
I'm just
safe,
gonna-
safe. Yeah. This is fun. Oh.
Which one did we pick? Oh,
I
okay.
picked hell fucking yes.
Yeah! Romelli does one last round in her exhibit, saying goodbye to her patrons and grabbing her bag, which seems to be mostly art supplies, as you head out the door and out into the street. The museum that she wants to rob is at the end of the block, in a much bigger, fancier building than the one you just walked out of. All the lights are off inside, and it doesn't have any signs advertising current exhibits.
We can do this one of two ways. Follow that journalist and steal the keys if she has them, or break in without them.
This was probably a false, like,
Yeah,
choice.
that was probably all three did the same thing.
Yeah. Alright, so do we want to steal keys so that we can steal paintings, or do we just want to break down a door?
I feel like we would be the worst at busting down a door, so we should probably do that first.
Yeah.
Alright, sounds good.
A heist sounds risky enough without spending extra time trying to pickpocket some keys. You suggest that if this crime is going to happen tonight, it should happen now. No time like the present.
Good point. Let's go break into a museum.
You scoot casually across the street to the museum on the corner. After seeing the kind of looks your unusual appearance draws from passerby, Romelli takes out some fabric from her bag and wraps it around your head.
There. Now people will probably just assume that you have horns and you're just embarrassed by them being tiny or malformed. Duck into that alcove shielding the museum's back door and wait for me. I'm going to circle the block first so we seem less suspicious. Whee!
As you wait for Romelli by the door, the reality of this caper settles in.
Uh-huh.
Excuse me, I was
Oh.
trying to silently
Oh.
burp.
Oh.
You've
Oh.
been excited about the heist at first, because who wouldn't be excited by the opportunity to sneak around, steal some art, and stick it to the man? Probably while a snazzy soundtrack played. Like this? But now you realize that in heist movies, they always have blueprints for the place they're gonna rob, and you don't have any blueprints. It's like a dire sign. Before you can get too swept up in your worries, Romelli returns. Does she have an idea on how to get into the place? Because the door looks pretty unbust-downable to you.
Yes, I've got some tricks up my sleeve. I've never done this before, but it'll probably work.
She reaches through her bag until she comes out with several paintbrushes of varying size. Then crouches down and uses the skinniest one as a lockpick.
That's a very skinny paintbrush.
Yeah, right? It doesn't work. But then she selects a different paintbrush with different bristles and uses some of the bristles bunched together, and the lock clicks open.
That is not... Okay, well, Alternia, maybe her locks are different or whatever, but that's not how
Yeah.
lockpicking works.
I'm great at this. I bet I could be an incredible thief if I decided to do that instead of art.
In fact, is this your first time doing this? Because that was pretty impressive, right?
Yeah.
I would take the time to just sit back and acknowledge how great you are at everything you try to do and how much you trust yourself to never fuck up when it counts.
Wow. Confidence. Got it.
Yeah. You hope that the question is rhetorical because your honest answer is that no, you don't have a whole lot of experience acknowledging how great you are at everything you attempt. Your mental acknowledgments lately have mostly been the opposite of that. Maybe it wasn't rhetorical because Romelli stays crouched down like that for a second, looking like she wants an answer.
No, seriously, though. Do you ever just think about how great you are?
When you eventually come up with an awkward shrug, she stands up and puts her makeshift lockpick puts it away and dusting off her hands and opening the door.
I guess not everyone could be at my confidence level. Anyway, that's fair.
Yeah, all right.
Oh, wow.
Is that a fucking
Oh.
Silence of the Lambs?
Oh my
yeah,
god, is
it is.
Oh, well, you follow her inside. Much to your delight, you see this museum has an infrared laser beam alarm system. It looks so cool, just like in the movies, and you're back to being excited. Melanie seems to into it too, bouncing on the balls of her feet next to you.
Interesting, very interesting. One of us is going to have to get through these beams to save the alarm. The box to do it is across the room there, see? But these lasers are so close together.
You can see the issue. Melanie isn't that tall for a troll, but she might be too tall to maneuver through these beams. Even if she bends over, it's going to be tricky for her to squirm through them all without losing her balance and tripping the alarm. But the trolls that designed this alarm system don't have your hornless ass in mind when they thought of potential intruders. You stoop over a bit to see if you'll fit, and sure enough, yes! You should be able to shimmy your way through these beams with minimal contortion.
Fuck yeah! I knew I was right to bring an accomplice. Great thinking, me! And great high skills, you, if you pull this off. Good luck. Keep going. Keep going.
Great job, as long as you don't fuck it up.
You recall what you said about confidence and trusting yourself not to fuck things up, and assure her you've got this. Beep, beep. Oh, you face the laser beams with your self-doubt shoved all the way down, where hopefully it won't screw anything up for you. You take a deep breath and crouch down, and carefully, so carefully, inch your way forward between the wires. Beams, you fool. It is the slowest you've ever crossed a room in your life, and there are a couple of moments when you teeter and almost lose your balance.
Did Frenson just call these beams wires?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, it did. Okay.
Ah,
They're wires
You
of
can
light.
hear-
Yeah.
yeah. You can hear Amelie hissing through her teeth behind you at tense moments, but you press on without looking back. And then you've done it! You've reached the box to disable the alarm system, and you have no idea how you're going to do that? Oh, you have no
Disable
idea
it.
how you're gonna do it! Haha! All the buttons are labeled in an alien alphabet. Crap.
Oh, that's right. I forgot you can't read. Press the one that looks like a meat hook, but with angry eyes. And then
Is
press
it a
the
Walt
one
Disney?
that looks like a meat hook, but it's got purbeast claws. That should do it.
Jesus Christ.
That sounds bonkers to you. But you look back at the buttons, and her descriptions of the letters were actually pretty spot on.
It looks exactly like a Walt Disney.
You press the angry eyes and the cat claws, and the whole alarm system makes a soft shuddering noise and clicks and shuts off. You are thrilled. You did it! Who knew that doing something right could give you such a rush? This is just like the part of the heist where the heroes had had to sweat for a minute and then defeated the unforeseen wrench in their plan. You are certain that there couldn't possibly be any larger wrenches in your plan still to come. No. Romelli crosses the room to join you, giving you an appraising look with her hands on her hips.
Not bad. Thanks for coming through for me like that. Now let's get what we came here for. There's one work in particular that I'm here to get.
You follow her through the different galleries, passing through sculpture rooms and oil paintings until you reach a display of pieces that look inspired by pop culture. The paintings and prints in here remind you a lot of Romelli's exhibit. And then you look at her. Oh, and when you look at her, you can see that she's rigid, her eyes flashing, and a passionate blue tint on her cheeks.
I can't believe they called me the hack. Such bullshit. Whatever, it's cool. Doesn't actually bother me. I just need to send the message that they don't want to fuck with me.
This painting right here is a direct rip-off of one of my early works. Back when I was naive enough to put my art up for free without realizing it would just get copied and someone else would get all the credit and profit. Well, I learned my lesson. I'll take this and they can't sell it. Rip off their rip-off. Make something even better and turn it over for a truckload of cash.
Oh. She grabs the painting. And then, and just when the two of you are ready to heist roll out of there, you can hear voices at the back door, and what sounds like a team of security guards coming in. They must have arrived to investigate the alarm system shutting down. You're ready to embrace your panic, but you stop hyperventilating when you feel Romeli's vice-like claw grip on your arm.
Don't freak out. Follow my lead. We can still get out of this.
You assume that the whole heist is off now that security has shown up, but you're surprised, or to your surprise, Romeli doesn't put the stolen painting back on the wall. She gives you your arm one last reassuring squeeze before sauntering out of the room with her head held high, moseying with no hurry towards the front door. You follow her nonchalant lead as best you can. When the security guard stops her, Romeli gives him a condescending, slightly confused look.
What are you even doing here? My assistant told me she informed all staff that I would be swinging by today to pick this up. Did you miss that memo? Give me a break. I'm sure it must be easy to miss things, right? Because as a security guard, you probably get so much important correspondence every day.
Jesus.
Her four pupils somehow give her sneering eye roll extra sarcastic force. She yawns and with her free hand not holding the painting, flicks some non-existent dirt off her shirt. The security troll, a burgundy blood, judging from the sign on his cop hat, looks uncertain and embarrassed.
But I get it. I understand crosswires. Since you're apparently too busy to do your job right, I'll get you up to speed. I'm the artist behind this piece, and I've got a wealthy patron interested in commissioning something similar. I'm taking this as a reference in order to negotiate a better deal.
There is absolutely no way these guys are going to buy her story. The two of you look so guilty, and you still have her yellow sash wrapped around your head. Probably looking like an idiot with a head injury. But Romeli is staring down this guard like it hasn't even occurred to her that she might be questioned. You've never seen someone double down so hard on a story that is such transparent bullshit.
If you want to waste more of my time and yours by calling your superiors to verify, go ahead. He might not be thrilled by this mix-up happened because you can't keep with your emails, though.
Oh, the security troll was already wavering at the mention of his emails. He cringes. His coworker behind him shuffles around, muttering to the coworkers. They mutter to each other. There's multiple.
So bad for these guys.
He steps back, horns lowered in embarrassment, and waves you and Romeli through with a mumbled apology. You can't believe this is happening, but the two of you swagger out into the street through the front door, legitimate as anything. You don't stop until you've turned the corner to the next block, and then Romeli leans against the wall and laughs, holding her painting happily to her chest.
Suckers! Feels good to get away with things, doesn't it?
It does feel good, you suppose. Mostly you think you're reeling. How does she come up with a story like that on the fly? How did she guess correct that the security guard wasn't some hyper-organized inbox zero kind of guy who's never believed that he could have missed a message? Romeli gives you an odd look and reaches forward to unwind her sash from around your head and stuff it into her bag.
I just wondered, man. You overthink things. My guess is usually right because I'm a creative genius, but if going after him for emails hadn't worked, meh. I guess we would have been arrested and then I'd talk my way out of that eventually too.
Wow! You find it hard to believe that that she goes through life so easily, with that kind of unshakable belief that she can improvise through anything. Doesn't she worry that it'll catch up with her someday?
You want the long answer? It's this. Nope. I super don't. And if you still don't get it, I don't know if that's the kind of thing you can really learn.
She picks up her painting again, looking down the street and away from you.
Well, that was a successful heist. Now that I've ruined the competition, I feel inspired. I'm gonna take this home and paint.
Wait, hang on. With a sinking feeling, you realize that she's getting ready to depart, and that this friendship might be slipping through your fingers.
Sorry, kid. Yeah. You seem like you're not totally useless, at least. But I'm not one for long-term artistic collaboration. It's a lot easier to talk your way out of tight spots when you're on your own. Peace.
Bye. You watch her go, your shoulders sagging with disappointment. You guys stole from a museum together, escaped together, bamboozled the cops together. You should have bonded on your shared transgressions and culpability. Every crime movie you've seen has taught you that heists bring people closer together, but cultural differences?
Wow. Okay.
Damn. Game over.
I wasn't expecting that to actually end up failing.
Yeah, no, wow.
Bye.
Well,
Well,
that was the wrong choice.
yeah, it was deciding to break in without going after the keys, right?
We tried to break in without the keys. Now we have
Yeah.
to try to steal the keys. And also,
Yeah.
I think it was Dragoni. Somebody confirmed that, yeah, all three of the yeses just give you the same result. So,
Cool.
Okay, cool. Okay, you would rather walk through an unlocked door than try to bust it down. And the reporter is still in sight, turning a corner down the street. You try to imitate Romali's casual yet confident way of walking, like she could blend in anywhere and pull off anything. But despite your efforts to not attract suspicion, you keep getting looks. Not being the same species as everyone around you tends to make you stand out, you know?
I mean, we call them pets on Earth, but...
Oh, shit. This could be a problem. I can put together a disguise for you. Hang on.
You watch as she starts pulling things out of her bag. She has all sorts of things in there, from paintbrushes to blobs of clay to paint. And you think she might be putting together some fake horns for you to from scratch real quick?
What?
Wow.
But before she can finish, you realize that one of the purple bloods around is about to walk into Romeli's gallery is staring at you. He looks vaguely familiar, and you realize a little too late where you've met before when he starts walking
Oh,
towards you.
shit. Was this the purple blood whose house we broke into?
Might be.
You! I remember
Yep.
you! You broke into my apartment!
It is the same troll that you and Polipa escaped from. You back away as he advances, a lazy grin on his face. Romeli glances from him to you and back to him again.
Well, fuck.
Fuck.
Looks like I'm not going to have an accomplice after all. Sorry, pal.
Wow.
She hoists a bag over her shoulder and shrugs her hands into what can you do, Jester? And then she's gone. The big purple blood paying her no mind as she absconds. You want to feel betrayed, but it's hard to blame her, or considering how scary this guy is. In your heart, you know that you're dead already, but you're not going to accept your fate without at least attempting to prevent it. You make a mad dash to escape, sprinting towards a skinny alleyway and thinking that maybe you can scamper up a fire escape or something. Unfortunately, your attacker's size doesn't seem to slow him down, and you can hear his heavy footfalls right behind you. He laughs, and it somehow sounds dopey and dumb and completely terrifying at the same time.
But-
You make it to the alley, but you have fucked up because it's a dead end, and you don't see anything that you could clamber to high enough ground. You turn to face him, hopelessness sinking down to your toes. Your scrappy alien tenure on this hazardous new planet is about to come to a pretty messy end. The pureblood swings his massive club lazily in one hand as he approaches you, not bothering to run anymore. You drop into a fighting crouch, trying to think back to your third grade karate lessons for any moves that might be useful. But before he can crush your skull, you see a flash of movement behind him. He staggers, dropping the club as something hits him from behind.
Oh, hey.
Hey.
As much as I appreciate inspiring my fans, I'm going to have to ask you not to interpret my art so literally. As in, no murdering.
Romelli springs off the troll's back after clawing him and rolls to the side, avoiding his swinging fist. She grabs for his club, which is almost as long as she is tall, but before she can use it in his next blow...
But before she can use it, his next blow.
Yes, his next blow catches her below the ribcage, sending her flying across the alley and into a brick wall.
This feels like the same thing that happened with, like, Falika and, Cooperum.
Is this the same alleyway?
Yeah.
It might be with the posters
It might be
there.
the same alleyway.
I think it is.
Yeah.
Why did we get beaten up in this alley twice?
Lazy artist. She's
No.
on her feet.
She just got knocked out, Jay. You can't call her lazy.
Oh, true. She's on her feet again, but you can tell that she's injured, and now she doesn't have the element of surprise on her side. The purple blood turns his back on you as he closes in on Romelli, laughing again. You can't let him kill her, not when she's come back for you, but you have no idea how you can help here. Your eyes land on Romelli's bag, tossing the side in the melee, and in the desperation, you grab a loose paintbrush that rolled out of it. Oh no. You dive forward with a battle cry and stab the end of the paintbrush deep into the high blood's calf.
Yeesh.
Violent blood squirts you in the face. Yeah.
Both.
Violet. It's a good combination.
Yeah,
He
both.
yells, and you manage to roll away in time to avoid getting smacked. The slight stab wound hasn't slowed him down much, but it's given Romelli a chance to dive out of his range. And while he's still trying to grab you, she gets a hold of his club again.
Oh my god.
Ooh, that's cool. She's stronger than she looks. Strong enough to get a good wind up with that thing, and then he turns towards her. Oh, and when he turns towards her, he brings it down hard into his skull.
Kathunk. Multiple times, apparently.
Oh,
Wow.
damn. Oh, damn. It takes a few more good smashes before the troll finally groans and twitching and stops that. Yep. Romelli breathes heavily, wiping blood splatter off her forehead. She looks up, meeting your eyes. You are absolutely positive that this is the most dramatic way you could have been rescued. You can't believe she's come back and risked her life for you.
Don't mention it. I need an accomplice, right?
We're still doing this? Okay.
What is this
She drops
pose?
the club.
Yeah, it's a
Oh,
great question.
I think she's like using it to keep herself up.
Maybe.
Oh,
She
sure.
drops the club and staggers over to you, pausing to spit out cerulean blood. You remember that she took some damage and hurry to support her, offering her to your weak human arm to lean on. Is she gonna be okay?
I'll be fine. Ceruleans are tough to cull, even for a wannabe subjugulator.
She tilts her head, looking down at the way her blood swirls with the larger quantities of purple blood pooling on the asphalt.
It's not actually bad as that's actually not bad as an artistic medium. Colors and textures work well together.
Starts bleeding. Hey, wait, actually, this gives me an idea.
This is
I can sell this.
Inspiration.
I can sell this. Tries to like pick it up.
maybe that blue blood kid from Chitter is onto something. Anyway, thanks for having my back with that paintbrush. That took some quick thinking. We make an okay team.
Oh, she was referring to Amicia. Okay.
Yeah.
I've never killed anyone before, but that kind of ruled, didn't it?
Oh, they're actually dead. Okay. You're not sure that you would choose those exact words, but you're pretty relieved right now. You might not have the bloodthirsty glint in your eye that Ramelli does, but maybe you can interpret your adrenaline shakes as euphoric overload or something.
Hell yeah. Me too. I can see why people get into this killing business. If I wasn't such a great artist, I'd consider switching careers.
Vena's just got back, and he's like, well, I just got back, and man, that's a lot of blood.
But sometimes when you're good at too many things, you have to pick one and stick to it. So no professional assassinations for me. I'm still determined to rob the shit out of my competitors, though. And you, now that we've killed someone together, it just makes sense for us to stay partners in crime, right?
Oh, your heart leaps at the implication that she wants to stick together. You truly do not mind breaking every law in the books if that means she'll be your friend.
Nice. We probably don't need to go around breaking every law. I just want to steal some art. But maybe we can reschedule the heist for another day. This neighborhood will be crawling with drones as soon as they realize a high blood was killed.
You feel bad at this troll attempting to slaughter your ruined Ramelli's gallery. Oh, yeah, that.
Oh, are you kidding? My customer base loves this kind of shit. My art will be even more of a violent reputation when word gets out that someone died at my first gallery show. That's metal as fuck.
Okay. You limp out of the alley, supporting Ramelli with your arm around her waist, and she directs you to the back entrance of her galley, where the two of you can clean off the blood and hide until the drones and the crowds have gone.
Oh, nice.
If you don't mind, you can lie low at my place for a few days while we plan this heist. And I might as well get some work done while we wait and scheme. That fight was pretty inspiring.
Alright, but no draining my blood.
Nah.
You're already my accomplice, so how would you feel about also being my muse?
I feel like we get this a lot.
Hi.
More blood!
Blah.
No!
Amicia! It's Amicia again!
Termesia!
Yay!
Well, cool.
Well, I like her.
I
Yeah,
love her.
She was really great.
She's fun.
She's great.
Yeah, good character, good character. But now what?
Now it's time for me to finish eating dinner. No.
Yeah, you're right. Now it's bedtime. Time to go to
Okay,
bed.
good night, end of stream, bye forever.
Yeah.
Nothing else more interesting to do. Nope, nope,
Yes.
Actually-
Yes, hello. Thank you for coming. Yes.
Let's take like a five-minute break. I have
Sure.
to use the John and get a drink, and then we can do literally nothing else.
Cool.
Yeah,
Can-
nothing
can-
else.
Can,
Absolutely
you
nothing.
mute us? Can you mute us before you leave?
I probably can. Hold on, let me do that.
Thank you.
And can you
Thank
give me
very
control
much.
of your computer so I can put up the coin?
No.
I'm sorry, Jay. I had to speak over you.
You're not getting
it's
that
okay.
one. Now.
Please, come on, look up the
Wow.
coin. I can do that.
Nope.
I'm not gonna look up Bjorn.
I swear I
Excuse
know
me?
how to do this.
Everybody, get your
Hello, everybody. We are
back.
back. And
We're back.
why are you still here? There's really no reason
There's
to be here.
nothing.
There's
Okay.
nothing.
Nah, just kidding.
Just a curtain.
Kidding. Okay, so
Just a
yep.
curtain.
All we have here currently is a curtain. Except for the fact that
And
there's apparently
then-
another blue button down there, which is kind of grayish purpley now.
Well,
Uh,
yeah, it's purple.
So, shall we get it on?
Yes, let's do it.
We show.
All right.
Oh wait.
What the
The
hell?
music's still playing, by the way.
Oh yeah, I should probably close the game, shouldn't I?
Yeah, probably.
Ba-doop.
Did. All right, end of Act 3.
Can you guys see? Okay.
No, I guess not.
Oh, I can see.
See what?
Yeah, are we see? Did you click on anything?
Now I know we're
on-
seeing fire, a guy
Oh,
who's
no.
black.
You're
and-
you're watching a cutscene. Oh, okay. I guess I can't see it.
What? No, we're just
Uh,
looking at the page, and it has like we're at the intermission screen
Yeah.
here. It-
Okay, all right. You're gonna click it.
And we did.
Oh.
Oh.
I think
Now I
maybe
see
you're
a
watching
green
a
castle.
I think maybe you're watching a cutscene that I'm not seeing. I'll restart TeamViewer.
Okay.
There we go.
Huh.
Perfect. All solved.
Ah, yes.
Sorry about that.
This
It's
place.
okay. Yeah. So
I recall it well.
and that's all you missed.
Okay, great.
Great.
Okay, cool.
Perfect.
Nice.
All right. Your name is Spade Slick. You are the leader of a notoriously vicious gang of mobsters called the Midnight Crew. A rival gang known as the Felt recently knocked over one of your favorite casinos. Your long quest of revenge has finally taken you through the front door of the mansion belonging to their loathsome boss, Lord English. Your subordinates, Clubs Deuce, Diamonds Droog, and Hearts Boxcars have been Hearts Boxcars have been dispatched to various locations throughout the mansion to begin carrying out their mission. Your objective is to locate and crack English's secret vault and plunder its mysteries. That's the business end of it. The pleasure will be painting this ugly house red with the blood of the miserable green motherfuckers. Shane, do you want to do the commands?
Sure. SS,
Okay.
inspect the timekeeping devices there. Why don't you?
Stupid gang and that lousy obsession with clocks. The sooner all these idiots stop being alive, the better. You wonder where they are. It's awfully quiet in this mansion, sans all the dreadful ticking.
Why don't you capture log some carriage clock?
Hey, you
You have that
you absolutely have no idea what that means. Obviously. If it's some smart-ass way of saying to pick it up, forget about it. You are already carrying an item. It is your trusty deck of cards.
Oh, in that case, why don't you build a fort with the clocks?
You have an idea that is so much better. Clocks destroyed 4 out of 1,000.
Okay,
God.
in that case, why don't you check for traps under the billiards rug?
Okay. What is under the rug is much worse than any trap you can imagine. It is a member of a species that you do not recognize with a ghastly furred upper lip.
All right, well,
Who is that? Do we know? Do we know
Jeff
who that is?
Foxworthy.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
just
Jeff
Foxworthy.
Foxworthy.
Yeah, he's a famous
He's a comedian.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
You cover the unsightly individual back up and try to forget it.
All right, good idea. Now, why don't you play 52 pickup?
You would need a deck of cards to play that Inferno game. Fortunately, all you have is your war chest, which you deploy on the floor.
Now it's a floor chest.
All right, open the war chest, the floor chest.
Okay.
Hey, Bing Crosby.
All right, yep, there he is again.
I don't even know who any people are.
Not everybody knows
That
everybody.
one's more understandable. Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah, Bing Crosby is definitely less well known in this era than Jeff Foxworthy, but honestly, I don't blame you for not knowing Jeff Foxworthy. You're better off not knowing Jeff anyway.
I think I've seen a little bit of his stuff. I'm not.
It's the same sort of like blue collar comedy stuff, like Larry the
Yeah.
Cable Guy and all that.
Ugh,
Like,
gross.
Yeah, see, you're better off.
Worse and bad.
Also, I think we need some of
I
this
like it.
real quick. Let me see if it'll still work. Hold on, give me a second. Oh yeah, well, we'll shuffle the contents of the war chest in the meantime.
Alright, you rummage around. It's no unusual assortment of belongings, and nothing any mobster worth his salt would be caught plotting or scheming without. Certainly nothing eyebrow-raising. Bunch of blades, some playing cards, and a variety of other miscellaneous stuff. Also your vendetta itinerary, and your heist map.
Every heist has a map.
Every heist got a map, come on now.
Alright. Well, why don't you scavenge your war chest for some fancy headwear then?
Aye.
Bloop, bloop.
If there are any elaborate headdresses in here, you'll eat your haberdasher. But of course there is only a plain and serviceable backup hat, which naturally conceals 2 licorice Scotty dogs. Which makes you think that maybe you were wearing your backup hat, and this is your usual one? Hell if you know. They are the same damn hat.
Alright, well, why don't you hide inside the war chest?
You cannot hide properly inside the chest because you cannot close it while you're inside. Instead, you momentarily pretend it is a really cool automobile that commands the fear and respect of Lost and his adversaries everywhere. Beep, 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 all aboard the idiot wagon.
Alright! In that case, why don't you start up the Crosby top?
Yeah. Is that what this thing is? You've had it for some time and you don't quite remember how you got it. You never knew the identity of this pipe-smoking creature. Perhaps it could be the same species as the character you just saw under the rug. But you know this is impossible because this one does not feature the same bizarre furred lip. They are probably differing species within the same genus.
Alright, well, why don't you go to mspainadventures.com then?
Yes.
Bloop, 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 bloop.
You don't know why you're wasting time on this website. It is for little children who poop hard in their baby-ass diapers. Also, you don't understand what the hell is going on or who all these characters are. There is a lot of nonsense.
Fair. Delete the time setting on the Crosby top.
Box destroyed 5 out of 1,000.
Alright, fair. Take the spade key.
Alright. You take the rules card for blackjack. You have possessed this item for as long as you can remember. You do not know of its significance, though you can hustle up a mean game of blackjack when you need to.
Alright, examine the vendetta itinerary. Oh, who are these assholes?
These are the mugshots of everyone you're gonna kill. You got a head start. You already off crowbar, matchsticks, and quarters, depleting them of some of their muscle. You still gotta watch out for the others and stay wary of that despicable time shenanigans. Itchy has given you the slip repeatedly. Those you've captured and interrogated just as repeatedly, to no avail. Trace has broken into your secret hideout more times than you can count, while Finn always seems to be a step ahead of you and scoops your heist. Clover has all the intel and is highly cooperative. You might just need him to crack the vault. He'll be guarded. Best to avoid dying any direct confrontation unless you want a temporal mess on your hands. But if you want any repairs, you can always get to Stitch and persuade him. You might also need to if you can't kill Sawbuck with a clean shot. Eggs and biscuits are morons, but they are dangerous morons. Cans is a tank, and your crew will need more ammunition than you pack to take him down. No one knows what Lord English looks like, but that'll be corrected tonight. You got dibs on English. He's all yours.
Alright, sounds like a bunch of guys there. Why don't you
There's
wonder
a lot of
where
guys.
the number 8 mugshot went? There's this thing right here. It's just gone. Where is that?
Oh. It's right here. But you ain't gonna kill Snowman. It's out of that question.
Oh, that's weird and sort of, you know, foretelling or something. Well, let's look at the heist map again.
On review, your schemes seem a little convoluted. But you wouldn't have it any other way. Deuce and Droog split up to neutralize as many felts as they could find. Your heavy muscle and expert safecracker, Boxcars, is headed straight down to the vault. Also, I'm gonna need to put in some input. I don't know if this OST is gonna work for the intermission.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
What would you prefer?
I think that there is a specifically Midnight Crew related OST that you can look up.
There is, actually.
We should do that. We should
Sure.
definitely do that.
Let me see if I can get that pulled up. I can, actually.
Hell yeah, let's do
Let me
it.
make sure I have the whole thing playing, not just one song.
Yeah,
There we go.
that's exciting.
Alright, I think it's slow to start, but you can hear
Excellent.
it playing. Okay.
Yeah.
Use the radio
Thank you.
device to check on no problem, unscrupulous cohorts.
I appreciate that. You put your word out to your cronies for a status report. No response yet. You clean up all your junk and prepare to get this show on the road. You slip the spade key back into the deck of the cards and then pocket the war chest. Smooth as clockwork and every bit as logical.
Alright, enter the hallway near the main entrance.
Yeah. Funny you didn't hear any commotion at gunplay, but it looks like there's already been some action in here. Or there will be. You can never take tense for granted with these goons. 13 out of 1,000 clocks destroyed, apparently. Looks like Club's Deuce is getting back to you. He says, he's got Doze tied up for interrogation. You ask him what else is new. Capturing that guy is like shooting a paralyzed monkey in the face. Now SSB hearts boxcars.
Hearts boxcars.
You are not Club's Deuce.
Alright, Club Deuce, why don't you, rough him up, Jay?
Jay.
This is me?
Yes.
This is you, buddy!
Everybody's
Oh, God, I
wanted
have to
you
have
to
a-
voice this role forever.
What kind of me should I be?
Oh, just be yourself, Jay. Just be as much as you as possible.
Oh, God, alright.
Go slightly mobster, very slightly.
Slightly, alright. He remains tight-lipped so you can deal with him essentially shin-drubbing with your crook of felony. Oh, the humanity you can barely watch.
All the humanity.
Oh my God. He's probably still using his special ability to slow time for himself. Can't feel a damn thing, and certainly isn't saying anything, apart from a very low noise, which it could be him saying "ow" very, very slowly.
Alright, punch some clocks in the face to establish chronology.
Why would you do that? All of those clocks are lovely. You've seen the reason to harm them. 987 of 1,000 clocks unharmed.
Alright, in that case, why don't you swap hats with Doze?
You begin a feeble campaign of psychological warfare. Perhaps compromising his fashion motif is the best way to get him. Nope. Looks like he's still in his weird state of stasis and doesn't care. Either that or he's driving him nuts, just very slowly.
Alright, dump the contents of your war chest over him.
War chest? What are you talking about? All you've got is a simple, unassuming deck of cards. What the fuck was that?
Well, no. Why don't you play some solitaire?
Oh, don't be stupid. To play solitaire, you need a deck of cards. I don't see a deck of cards, do you? All I see is this battle drove.
Alright. Then why don't you throw the hat down and stomp on it mercilessly?
The
Oh,
command
no.
prompts is just Falshane getting more and more incredulous. Alright.
I'm the assigned exile to the Midnight Crew, and it's just like, fine, okay, then why don't you do this?
That's fine. Yes, I agree.
Oh no, it's Itchy, and it looks like he's all wound up. He unties Doze and quickly swaps everyone's hats around.
Alright.
Doze proceeds to take a fleet-footed getaway. The chase is on.
Look at him go. He's getting away.
He's getting away. He's going so fast.
Alright, Slick, stop being boxcars.
Alright, you're the boss. Hawks boxcars you ain't. Someone has replaced your plain and serviceable hat with a silly and undersized one, and outraged beyond compare. You're sure you know who the culprit was. You can still smell his overly caffeinated blood. 986 out of 1,000 clocks show mercy.
Alright, lift left leg and hold it a little ways in the air.
Oops. Oops.
Okay. Good, I guess. Oh.
4 out of 15 green torsos dead.
Wear CD's
Yeah.
hat on top of your current one.
You're already wearing Deuce's hat, you fool. The one on the floor is Droog's hat. This is exactly why you always keep a backup hat on hand. This son of a bitch on the floor has played his last game of musical hats. Soon these lugs will learn to show you some respect. You made this town what it is, after all. Wasn't nothing but a bunch of dust and rocks before you got here.
Okay, then wear the backup hat. Bonk.
You deploy your chest and swap your dinky little hat for one more suited to your tastes. Wait a minute. Thank God. Your precious Scotty dogs are still here. You don't know what you do without them. You don't even want to think about it.
Yeah.
Dai makes his usual sort of entrance. The nonplussed, vaguely bewildered sort.
Alright, be Diamond's Droog.
Yes. Jay, you're up.
Oh, yeah, oh, yes. You've got it. Club's Deuce it is.
He's going British! He's going British!
You've opened your battle drobe in search of your backup hat. You also need some more rope to retie Droz, who is absolutely tearing through the mansion as we speak. If you don't hurry, he may clear the chair within the hour. It's a big mess. You're mostly just see a bunch of bombs and cards.
For convenient collection.
Yeah. You're not sure what's what. You can never remember which card to pick up. You can't believe how shitty your memory is.
Alright, then just grab the deuce of clubs.
You pick up 2 licorice gummy bears. These need to be stored for safekeeping as soon as possible. Finding a backup hat has never been more urgent.
Okay, pick up all the cards and throw them at those. Yeah.
You pick up a bunch of cards and fling them at Dozeword. Oh, fling them, Dozeword.
Dozeword! It's like Doze and Squidward!
Didn't accomplish a whole lot other than some of your private reading material on embarrassing public display.
You know, like
Black
Inches.
Inches?
Your favorite
licorice.
periodical about licorice. As far as the eye can see. Anyway, pick a
It's
card.
a
and-
guilty pleasure!
What? Thwonk.
You're a busy guy, so you just pick up any old thing and put it on your head. Since you are in a big hurry, you will assume that it is your backup hat. You stand nearby with 2 remaining cards on the floor. An off-suited king and jack.
So now we've got something on her head.
Yeah,
Something.
it was a...
Ah!
Yeah.
Is it bigger than a red box?
Looks like a
Um,
bomb.
Yeah. Pick up card depicting stately blonde-haired fellows.
You are going to stand around Jack King off all day long. So you grab the Jack of Diamonds. Oh, here's your backup hat. Problem solved, you guess.
Forget that you're CD. Believe that you are Hearts Boxcars. You suddenly remember your diamond streak. Whoever took your hat is about to discover he's the unluckiest man on Earth. You better hope you find him dead. What you're gonna do to him will be much less painful that way. Why don't you wear that backup hat? Someone else want to take this over while I'm reading my bit?
Yeah. Hang on, since he ain't got lines yet.
Diamond Stroke, retrieve that hat from the Brauseum.
I think maybe
You
that
don't
might be
have
the
a
next
backup hat. All you got is this deck of cards. Oh wait, yes you do. It's stashed away in your Brauseum.
one.
Yeah, get it from that place.
Get it from that place.
You're the only member of this band of thugs who's civilized enough to keep more than one backup bat, as well as an extensive array of finely tailored suits. A Brauseum seems like the best storage option for your exceptional wardrobe. If there's any better sort of compartment to keep your wardrobe in, you'd love to hear it. Also, there's a shitload of guns and cards in there too. you put on a backup hat.
Okay, withdraw a licorice fish from backup hat.
Whoa, you Swedish fisher there. This is why it's a good idea to always store your candy in your backup bat rather than your usual one. Other members of your gang have learned that the hard way, and they're finally starting to catch on. Suddenly, you get cold-cocked in the face from the future. You don't know you know the knuckles belong into that sucker puncher anywhere. The future. Trace always knows where you've been. The spineless rat likes to follow your past trail around and mess with you. The music's also getting a tad bit loud. Give me 1 second.
Intense.
Trouble is, whenever he does, he lets you know exactly where he's gonna be in the future. This time you'll be ready for him. You're ready a deuce for backup. Give him time and a place and exactly what path through the mansion to take.
Resume the pursuit of the wounded felt member?
You don't know if the wounded guy went up the stairs or came down, or who wounded him and when. Might have even been you, for all you know.
Follow the trail blood up the stairs.
Can't overthink this time stuff. You go with your gut and just head upstairs.
Follow Diamond Droog's instructions. Club's juice.
After giving a quick 10-4 over the radio, you take another look at the prisoner. He's lunched out. Looks like...
He's what?
He's lunched out. He's gone out to lunch. He ate lunch and he's just out of here.
Looks like round 2 of your brutal interrogation will have to wait. You couldn't ignore any rope, so you tie him up with a Stretch Armstrong doll, which you happen to have lying around as you do. You don't remember how you got it, it's fine. Looks sort of dumb, but it'll have to do.
Just, lock those in the battle drobe. Yep, and that's why you're...
Time to hit the road. You beat your horses into the back of your battle drobe with the ball penis cane. That is the right... Yep, that's right.
Yep.
Wait, this is a bull penis cane?
Jay, this next, you need to read this with everything you have. Wait,
You
no, hang on.
flipped the fuck out over the fact this is apparently a bull penis cane!
Not the page I thought it was. Not the page I thought it was, but still very good. Thank you.
Well, meanwhile, running roughly parallel with present events. Boom, boom. Itchy always cheats. But he's always cheated for the last time. You're gonna jump to a timeline where he's dead. Pchunk. No. Sure, I'll read this one. Looks like he got what he deserved. But, as usual, you find yourself in a bit of a predicament.
Hey, buddy. You introduced your cast iron horse hitcher to your new friend.
Oh god. This is a bad idea. Die scrambles for... You got it? Okay, got it.
Yeah. Die scrambles for a pin he's been saving for a special occasion. How many times does he have to tell you he made this town?
Alright, Hearts and Boxcar, stop being Spade Slick.
Horse.
Oh, look, there he is.
You stop not being horse.
It's perfect with his tiny face.
You've made your way to the Field's secret vault. It's bigger than you were expecting. Your doctor will be able to rely on your usual safe cracking method, which is prying it from the wall with your bare hands. You have to think of something else.
Hearts, boxcars, do a silly dance.
I'm horse boxcars. This is just absolutely the most ridiculous thing you could possibly choose to do right now. I mean, come on. Why don't you just take a look at that safe? Seriously, stop that.
Hearts, boxcars, pry the wall from the safe, please.
The notion is even more ridiculous than the last one. Wait, who are you kidding? No, it isn't. Looks like the combination of the safe was entered via the hands and the clock. and you somehow doubt spinning the hands around manually is gonna cut it. Knowing these guys, you gotta alter the flow of time itself to make it work. Which, of course, is bullshit. You think you can just blow it up instead. Time to get Deuce on the radio.
Now deploy the punch box.
Boss. You deploy the whack dog.
Okay, well, retrieve 2 of the hearts from backup hat, please.
You retrieve your pair of wax lips. If anyone tries to steal your wax lips, you would eat their eyeballs and deliver an angry lecture in the empty socket.
Use Red Cheeks magazine, please.
Just glancing at it gives you palpitations. Literature for avid cardio aficionados such as yourself. Those burgeoning red humps. Those mischievous little tail. The snug welcoming cleft. SOS imagery is hard to beat. Harder than what you had to beat inside your chest. Your chest right there. Your heart is what you're beating. You beat it to Red Cheeks magazine pretty regularly, you'd say.
Xbox guys, I'm gonna need you to call clubs on your nearest car, please.
You radio Deuce on a 10-4 cuts. Let him know that you need a powder monkey on the double. You hear ticket, and it's not coming from the big volt clock above. You hope it's not what you think it is.
Uh-oh.
Oh. No. Fuck. It's biscuits. His oven timer's ticking, and this is no good.
Zzz, boom.
There he is. This idiot thinks his special oven transports him into the future, but the amount of time he sets on the timer.
It does.
Well, he's sort of right.
Yep.
But in reality, all that is happening is that he's hiding in there until the timer is up, then he pops out.
Time travel.
Yes, he's relatively harmless if he's alone.
Is that his voice?
You
Yep.
can take him.
That's his voice.
What
It sounds like this.
we really have to worry about is if he teams up with, oh no, that ringing. That god awful ringing, you can hear it. Eggs! Son of a fuck! You might as well just grab one of your axes and kill yourself now.
Biscuits, what's up, man?
What's going on, man?
Hey, you want help?
Yeah,
You want
help me
help?
out
You
there.
want a hand?
Yeah.
You want a hand here?
It's the future.
Yeah, go ahead.
Sure, I mean, there's like 2 of us here, so
Please go right ahead.
sure.
No.
It's the future. You've already followed the path through the mansion that Droog told you to. Trace followed Droog's past trail even further back, but found a much fresher trail crossing his path. Looks like this little guy's talking on the radio. Says something about how he'll be right there once he gives Droog a hand. Trace decides he'll trace this guy up for a while, see what he's up to, and then mess with him, of course.
Oh, this is Deuce? Oh, yeah, here you go.
It is
Deuce,
now.
you're up.
Oh. In the present, you talk on the radio. Say something about how you'll be right there once you give Droog a hand.
I'm like supposed to.
What are you doing? Take a good look around your hand. Alright. Looks like the trail of blood ends here. Or, originates. Whatever. Something went down here in the past. Or, is, gonna go down in the future. You know what? Never mind. 21 out of 1,000 clocks destroyed, apparently. Hang on, there's a tooth on the floor. You know that tooth. You felt its bite before. Finn was here. And judging by the forensics on the scene, the angle it hit the floor, the direction of the blood splattered, and how dry the blood is, you'd think you know exactly what he's about to pull. Or more specifically, what he's about to already have pulled. Finn always knows where you're going. He's followed your future trail here. He likes to mess with you from the past. Trouble is, he tips you off to where he's been. This time, you're ready. Wait for it. You're waiting for it. Now! Predestined bullet holes are convenient. Gives you something to aim for. 7 out of 21 clocks redestroyed. Mr. Slick, why don't you rematerialize there?
Okay. That doesn't make any sense. You never went anywhere. Dai realizes there's a cost to settling the score with you in this way. The cost is having to live in a desert amidst the ruins of a dead civilization for the rest of his life. He thinks that's stupid, so he pulls your pin.
Alright, help the green man live up to his name.
Absolutely.
Oh. And, yeah, that's it
And
for
another
him.
one down, and another one down, another one bites the dust, and down.
Take the voodoo doll.
You grab his voodoo doll and stick his pin in there for good measure. Might as well keep track of everyone you've offed this way, too. Not that you intend to abuse its power to settle your score. What's the point if you're not gonna get your hands dirty? Still, it might come in handy down the road. Lord English is supposedly indestructible. He's rumored to be killable only through a number of glitches and exploits in space-time. The doll may ultimately help you work the system if it comes to that.
Hey, clocks, destroy them.
29 out of 1,000 clocks destroyed and 5 out of 15 green torsos dead.
Alright, Droog, follow blood trails downstairs and finish him off. Problem with that is, you'll just see your future trail following him, and that'll be nothing but a loud invitation for him to mess with you some more. Besides, better to just leave him alive. You think you know where he'll lead you to. Just gotta be a little more subtle about tracing his blood trail. Keep your future trail out of his line of sight.
Return to being hot sports guys. Hot sports guys.
Clubs.
I'm here too.
You're up, Jeff.
Oh, it's me? Oh,
Yeah. If it hasn't become apparent, when they cite another character to step in, it's the wrong character.
oh, okay.
Hot sports guys.
God damn it!
Spade Slick cannot return. Oh, can I return to being Hot Bunch Coins? Because obviously, Diamond Droog is too busy being Club's Deuce. You just watch Trace throw a punch into thin air for some reason. That guy is awfully silly. He then chunks off somewhere.
Chunks off?
Stalks off somewhere.
There we go.
Shunk.
He chunks right off.
You don't realize he's been following Droog's past trail through the mansion until he gets to the point where he intersects with your trail, at which point he'll start following you. But we all realized it. It was obvious and couldn't possibly be made more clear.
Alright, how about you implement a nefarious scheme?
You follow Droog's simple instructions. So simple even a forgetful nincompoop like you can remember. There is a blood trail on the floor that goes in a different direction that Trace went. You decide to follow it, because that sounds like a really good idea to you. If there was something you were supposed to do after helping out Droog, you'd be damned if you remember what it was.
The future.
Is this still me?
Yep.
Okay, Trace catches up to where you were, but you're already gone. All he sees is the long, gross, rubbery arm of your past trail stretching through the room. He finds his comrade tied up in stretchy rubber arms of a small man, but there is nothing gross or impalpable about that in the least. Those unslows himself and begins mumbling something feverishly about his hat.
He took his hat off, and there is a bomb.
Oh,
Boo!
With this one, Jack?
damn! I got him!
Yep.
Yeah, you got him.
Go ahead, read it.
7 out of 15 Torto's dead, 107 out of 1,000 clocks destroyed.
I think that puts him in the lead on clocks. I gotta beat that guy.
You'll never
Hey.
catch me. Is it still me?
Yeah,
I
sure.
think so, yeah.
Well, then Finn makes his way to the mansion to get some help. He wonders where this little guy is going. Deuce's future trail is heading in the same direction he is headed by sheer coincidence. Finn decides to follow him for a bit and keep an eye on him for as long as Deuce's path matches his, that is. Yes. There's there's pretty much no chance he's heading in the same place, though, which would be statistically improbable. He's got no idea what these other goons are up to here. Funny, their future trails are here. He's not good at, he's not gonna stick around long enough to find out why. He's too woozy from the blood loss and to sort out this mess anyway.
All right, follow the blood red or red blood road. The past.
It's uncanny. This little guy is matching Finn's route every step of the way. He must know something. Finn decides he's gotta take him out. But he can't get a clear shot. Too dizzy. And with all that C4 under Deuce's hat, firing would just be a bad idea. My God, he's thought of everything! Clearly dealing with a criminal mastermind here. You would stop to admire this gorgeous clock. So pretty. Too bad it's not ticking like so many of the other clocks in this place. Not that you can blame them. There are so many clocks in this mansion. It would obviously be impractical to make sure they were all working properly. Oh, look, blood trail. You think you'll start following it.
Alright,
Right.
Hearts boxcars. Waste exactly 4 hours on this tomfoolery.
Let's go, let's go.
There's the time.
You hate time travel, 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 you hate time travel.
Yeah, it's going.
It's great.
Above, a spectator has appeared in the Striker 4 and has been giggling at your foolishness for a number of minutes. What? Clover waited for Trickle to help you open the vault. At the cost of answering a few of his clever time riddles, needless to say. If only you thought to seek his help first, rather than charging in like a silly brute you are into this deadly trap of stable and not so stable time loops. Mostly unstable, really. These guys are way too dumb to maintain even elementary looping stability for more than a couple iterations. If you aren't so preoccupied, Clover could tell you that you could use crowbars help to pry anything out of a time loop, stable or otherwise. But you weren't so preoccupied. But if you weren't so preoccupied, and if you weren't so dead, hee.
Who wants to?
Still her, I think.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Stitch mutters to himself in his shop. He guesses eggs and biscuits are roughhousing again because the fabric of space-time is tearing up something fierce on Lord English's Cairo overcoat. This sort of thing is exactly why he keeps a backup coat and always leaves Stitch with one of them. Any gang does well to know that an in-house doctor on hand. But if you deal in time travel, you better have a damn good tale or two.
Call Spades for backup. Hey, we're still here. Hey, we're here to help. Hey.
Stop! You tell Slick to get his scrawny ass to the vault. It's goddamn bedlam down here. You tell him you asked Deuce for backup, but surprise, surprise, he's nowhere to be found. Big surprise, you tell him. You tell him that it was sarcasm. He says he knows. Slick says he'll be right there. He'll be sniffing around up at Droop for support.
Are we making it hard to concentrate?
Fuck you!
Droog says Deuce is tailing Finn, while he is tailing Deuce. He'll be there to help out boxcars as soon as
Voice.
Yes, as he and Deuce take care of business with Stitch. Couldn't be simpler. Oh yeah, he also mentions he pumped Finn full of lead, so you can cross him off the list. You roger all of that. Finn bursts into Stitch's workshop, blubbering something about watching out for the little guy who's about to come in here. He says to watch out because he's got a bomb on his head, which is undoubtedly quite volatile, and even the slightest spark could surely set it off.
No.
Stitch sees Finn's obviously in pretty bad shape, and checks his effigy. Sure enough, the thing's in tatters. But he should be just fine if he can be patched up before he bleeds to...
Plop.
Fuck. Well, shit.
Damn.
Death! 8 out of 15 Queen Torso's dead.
All right. Bursting, thrusting bull penis cane.
Behold! Everyone out of the goddamn way! You've got a handful of bomb, a fistful of penis, and a handful of empty!
Yeah!
that was before.
I did.
And we finally come full circle.
We can stop reading Homestuck now. It's all down here.
Alright, we're done!
We're done.
It's still you, Jack.
I'm taking a gulp of milk after that. All right. Stitch says drop the livestock knob and settle the hell down. He says you do realize C4 is a stable explosive that won't detonate with gunfire, right? You say, oh.
Drew, you're gonna want to sneak into Stitch's boutique, I think.
Drop it and get in. Don't bleed on the suits. Stitch says, huh?
Huh?
You admit the thought of carrying an imprisoned tailor wherever you go is gratifying for personal reasons. But in this case, keeping him alive should be useful in dealing with English later.
Hot box, guys. Proud idiots with red cheeks.
This predictably accomplished nothing. Taking out your smut out of hiding turned out to be a very bad idea. Now copies from the future appear left and right, and these clans have their paws all over it. Slick, where the hell are you?
Yeah, Slick, why don't you remove Crowbar's pin?
We'll find it.
Whoop.
Jesus Christ. Crowbar's alive again, and a whole bunch of other stuff. You forgot this gang almost seems halfway competent when he's running the show. The good news is you get to kill him again. Oh,
Sorry. Insert and quickly remove Snowman's pin.
yeah. You have no idea how much you'd like to, but even you are not that crazy. Still, kinda tempting. Oh shit, gotta pause the music.
I am so lost.
Who is that? Just walks into the middle of the gunfight.
Hold still, Slick. Something in your eye.
And she's done. Bye.
Wait, what? What? No, what?
Bitch! God damn it!
And that's why you didn't want to pull out Snowman's pin.
Everyone always ceases gunplay when Snowman's around. If you kill her, you destroy the universe.
Alright, as weird as that fucking sounds, why don't you remove the knife from your eye then, smart guy?
That's not a knife, it's Snowman's cigarette holder. All you know is she's gonna have a hell of a time getting it back.
Alright, well then why don't you give it to Sawbuck?
You check the Lancet, Sawbuck.
Shunk.
But of course, it's only a flesh wound. Seems like it's the only sort of wound you can ever inflict on the corpulent lummox. Consequently, you and he both jump into a random point in the timeline. This looks to be the recent past, when Stitch and Crowbar were setting up crates for the imminent gunfight, which was very thoughtful of them. Your goons should be showing up any minute with the heavy firepower. For now, you've got the drop on everybody.
Alright, good. Kill something out of rage and frustration then. Seems like you.
Absolutely. Stitch gets the business end of your saber rattle. He's dead, in this timeline at least.
Fair. Bring knives to the gunfight.
Where do you think you're going, fatty? You'll deal with him in a minute. You whip out your double-edged sword and Occam's razor.
Alright, Occam's razor, Crowbar's head, make it happen.
Crowbar deflects the King of Spades into Sawbuck's unmissable carriage. You happen far into the past.
Wait, isn't that one guy? Alright.
Jump
Years.
years into the past.
Years in the past. Which is to say the present for the time being. A scurrilous straggler eyes impromptu desert skirmish. He dismisses them as a bunch of ill-mannered rogues, warranting no further investigation, although it gives a small nod of approval to the plain and serviceable hat worn by one of the combatants, which strikes him as an absolutely smashing display of good fashion sense.
I mean, you're not wrong. Hit Crowbar in the head.
Can't kill him yet. You need him alive to return to the original timeline. You will be taking that crowbar, though.
No, my crowbar. I need that. It's my name. It's my thing.
It's mine now.
All right, stuff him in your deck of cards.
Cram him in your war chest. Sawbuck, you need to keep alive too, but for the moment. Not to return to the right timeline, but the right time. Speaking of which, where's Tubby think he's waddling off to?
Just go stab Sawbuck until the timeline shenanigans stop, please.
Yes, you treat him to a bit of the old bait and switchblade. You appear in the future. You guess this is after the gunfight is over. The gunfight that never took place since you killed/kidnapped everyone that was supposed to be involved. Looks like only Hot Boxcars is here. Hot Boxcars.
All right, well, carry Sawbuck like Titan Atlas would carry the world.
You order Hots to drop his tub on the double before the fat lord puts you in a wheelchair. Thank you. If you take Sawbuck back to your own time and kill him there, that should save you the trouble of hunting him down. Might as well take Stitch too. Maybe. You're not really sure if that's how it works. You don't really care, though.
Funk.
You dump them in the wrath tub, then stick your tub in your own deck of cards. But you give Boxcars back his sordid literature, which he'd carelessly left in plain sight. No one will ever catch you leaving your smut around. And even if you did, that copy of Terrier Fancy magazine could belong to anybody. No one could prove nothing.
Okay. Stick Crowbar's pin back in again.
Okay. It sounds like Bowser's castle. Are we in Bowser's castle now? I like it. You go back to your original timeline. But now, stuffed in your chest, you got a live crowbar from another timeline. Brought to the timeline where he's supposed to be dead. So you guess now he's alive in this timeline, which is in part defined by his death? Okay, whatever. You should probably just kill him again anyway. Also, Sawbuck from another timeline is in there too, and you guess now there are two Sawbucks? This is getting kinda dumb. You open the chest, releasing them both. Crowbar doesn't look too pleased.
Give me back my fucking crowbars, man. This is my thing, man. Just give it fucking back to me.
You deflect his gunfire into the awesome gravitational pull of Sawbuck's thunder.
Wow!
Everybody into the past!
There we go.
You dodge his next round too. It seems Sawbuck from this timeline, i.e. the real Sawbuck, was in this room at this point in this time. He and Crowbar exchange bullets. Off they go. They no doubt go on to spend the rest of their ammunition peppering each other throughout the timeline, destroying all these clocks in the process between now and the present. You guess that explains the mess we got here. Thank God you got that figured out. You'd have surely lost sleep over it. 20 out of 107 clocks re-destroyed for the first time eventually. You know what? Never mind.
Take a moment to think up some time-based one-liners.
Oh, you think you got one? Time travel sure can be a double-edged sword.
Ba-dum.
Wait, that was awful. That was really, really bad. You don't know. You do better than that. You can do better. Let's see. Sorry. No. Time's run. No, wait. Fuck. You ask yourself from the past for a little help. Time's something about time. Wait, time being up. No way. How about some kind of clock pun? No, damn it. Will you just listen? You're almost onto something. Time is screw this. Too many clock cooks in the kitchen. Oh, and just what does this quivering mound of blubber think he's up to?
I'm gonna shoot him. Stab first, stutter puns later.
Just as you hear your past self asking what happened to your eye, you jab Sawbuck with your butterfly effect knife. Boom! You remember a little while ago about asking yourself about your eye and not giving yourself an answer just before disappearing. Maybe if you stopped and thought about it for a second, you could have warned yourself and avoided the whole mess, albeit in the process of creating a paradox. But your strict policy of stabbing first and asking questions later prevented it. You're sure your past self understood. You are sure of this because you clearly remember understanding/understooding.
What?
You are now Spade Slick again. Past Spade Slick, that is. You were just about to pull Crowbar's pin. You guess all that stuff with your future self and Sawbuck originally happened in this room, while you were all off watching someone else, like Domin Stroog or something, that which makes sense.
Past Spade Slick, remove Crowbar's pin finally.
Okay.
Pyong.
And then you go through a whole bunch of bullshit.
All this
A
stuff.
whole
happens.
bunch of bullshit that we already saw.
Alright,
Be
now
future
be
you.
future you.
Being your future self is a lot more constructive because you get to do stuff you haven't already done. Looks like you are in the future. It's a bloody mess in here. The clocks are more bullet-ridden than ever. And it seems Crowbar and both Sawbucks have been decapitated. You're almost certain this is something you will be or were already responsible for. Which of course means more time traveling. Looks like the tub and chest are gone, which means future you must have packed up and left already. Gotta take note of these sorts of things so you know where you are on the timeline. You notice something on the wall over there.
Uh-oh.
One of the clocks that wasn't destroyed before is now bloodied and full of holes. Not especially noteworthy. You just have a feeling you should register this fact. 108 out of 1,000 clocks were destroyed.
Alright, remove the lance from Sawbuck then.
You pry the cigarette holder from his torso. Whoops, another time jump. This tabagoo keeps going for his gun. Wide body's gotta settle his big ass down. You should really incapacitate him without inflicting another wound.
Alright, then just knock him out already.
Count some shit, bitch! Wait, the clock on the wall. The clock on the wall. It hasn't been destroyed yet. But it's about to be. It's ticking down to the time it's stuck on in the future. Maybe if you time it just right, you can end this whole mess in one fell slice. You got some ice cold one-liner to dish out when the time comes. You've been working pretty hard on it. Wait for it. Wait for it. Hate to cut it. Wait, no, not yet. Wait for it. Hate to, nope, wait. Hate to cut it. Damn it, not yet. Hate to cut and run. Shit. hate to chop off all your heads off with this sword. Real sorry about that. My bad. You slay them all with your rapier whip. 9 out of 15 green torsos dead. 2 out of 9 green torsos dead and twice. 1 out of 15 green torsos dead for the first time. But it's an alternate reality torso. So you guess maybe it doesn't count? Question mark. 7 out of 108 clocks gratuitously redestroyed.
Also,
Excellent.
this lady right here, she's a huge bitch, just saying.
Fuck you.
Can we get a blah blah?
Blah, blah.
Yeah.
Pet
You
bit
grab
bit.
the tub. Thank you. You grab the tub and chest and move on. That is altogether enough of this nonsense.
Alright, call spades. You check up on Slick's status. Slick says he killed Crowbar again, Sawbucks twice, and Stitch once. You ask him if it was an alternate timeline Stitch. He says he guesses so. You say that doesn't count. You got the real one here. He mutters some foul language you can't quite make out, but you tell him never mind and hurry down to meet you at the vault. He says he took some damage from Snowman. You say you know. You're having some, effigies made of yourself with your backup pats. Deuce brought Slick's crumpled backup pat, which he wound up with somehow. Not sure what happened to Deuce's. Boxcars is obviously tied up at the moment. God damn it. So you can't get your hands on it yet. Slick says he's got both the hats and he'll be down ASAP. You say alright. He says, in the meantime, see what you can do about this eye.
DD, have Stitch patched up. Have Stitch patch up X's effigy.
Get to work, Thread Monkey.
Voice.
Have the right eye patched up. Damn it, your sprite was flipped the wrong way. you get diamonds on the radio and tell him to undo it and wait until you turned around. He says it's your right eye, right? Where you're facing left or right. You say it's only right when facing left. It's the left eye when facing right. He says, oh, so it's the left-right eye. You say, yeah, but hang on a minute. You'll turn around so it's the right eye. He says, okay, he'll wait. That's better. That's better.
Alright, arm yourself in case Ken shows up.
If Ken shows up, none of these weapons you got on you are gonna do any good. You admire the lance for a moment. It's a pretty sweet weapon with outstanding craftsmanship. At least you got something out of the eye gouging. She'll have to pry this thing from your rigid severed arm if she wants it back.
Alright, ride around on Horse Hitcher pretending to joust.
Yeah! Oh, shit. Ah, you can't believe she just saw you horsing around like that. You'll never live this down.
Alright, shoot up Biscuit and Eggs' effigies. Stitch keeps the effigies in a big warehouse several miles away because of the ridiculous duplication tendencies. You sure as hell not gonna drive all the way over there, so you just shoot at them in person. This is such an unbelievably terrible idea. Charge!
This is incredibly deliriously biz-nasty.
Oh, hey.
This is
silly. It's over
This is the reference.
Kaboom!
Alright, they're dead now. Really
They're
dead.
re-dead.
They're super dead. The deadest.
Start whacking things with the crowbar.
The first thing you whack is egg timer. You do this because, of course, you know that Crowbar's crowbar will destroy any temporal artifact and completely negate its effect on the timeline.
Hot boxcars attempt to eat eggs.
Oh. Your attempt was an overwhelming success.
I remember reading this for the first time, and I legitimately was like, what? What?
Biscuits is looking at Ted snug in his muffin tray. He thinks it's about time to poke a broom straw in this battle. His dough will live to rise another day. See you in the future, suckers!
No, see you in the future. Crowbar, Biscuit's oven. Make it happen.
You deal the oven a wicked flogging, but not much happens. The oven doesn't really have any magical time properties to be negated. It just travels into the future at a rate of 1 second per second, like everything else.
Alright, put dynamite in the oven.
You set the bomb. Oh, wait, no.
That's you, Jay.
Oh, you set the bomb to go off in a few seconds when both it and Biscuits are released from it in a few hours.
Alright, turn up the heat on Biscuit's oven.
Yeah. You're pretty sure this oven ain't actually work at all.
That works, just keep going.
You just wheel it off somewhere else in the mansion so it can explode in peace.
In the future.
The future.
Kaboom!
Yeah! 12 out of 15 green torsos dead. Probably some more clocks destroyed too. We don't even fucking know anymore.
Alright, use the crowbar slick to pry open the safe.
No!
Wait, who's this? Who's going right now?
It's slick.
Okay. Since your expert safe tracker apparently spent the last 5 or 6 hours being totally useless down here, Hotsbox cars. You figure it's time to take things into your own hands. Huh? What's this little fella all worked up about? Clover insists that you reconsider. Using that to pry open the vault would be ever such a bad luck. Like breaking 1,000 mirrors all at once. The sort of mirrors that tick and have numbers and tell time and stuff. That is the worst kind of mirror to break luck-wise.
But you politely ask Clover to remain calm there.
He refuses outright and starts doing a really frisky jig. Doody-doody-doody-doo, doody-doody-doody-doo. He starts spinning a fanciful series of riddles, illuminating the true path to opening the vault. Mysterious music fills your ears as your mind assumes the shape of a pretzel. This is how the music would sound if we were listening to it right now.
That's a really good song.
Thank you.
Alright, why don't we ask Clover for the ultimate riddle? You ask Clover to open the safe. What's this? You think you can shoot Clover? He is so lucky the gun will probably jam or something predictable like that. Nice try, though. You just start whacking him with the newspaper instead. You don't have to be all that unlucky to get whacked around with the newspaper. It's sort of a gray area. Someone else wanna-
Check the personal ads for the periodical, please.
This isn't a real newspaper. It's just a wrapper for your private sordid literature, which no one can ever see. Uh-oh. It's slipping out a bit. Your appetite for monochrome beauties is nearly on public display. You gotta keep a lid on that smut, especially with Clover around. Suddenly, the whole vault room is shaking. You wonder what it could be. It sounds suspiciously like Gans is about to plow through the wall, Kool-Aid Man style. You pray to God that it isn't Gans about to plow through the mail, Kool-Aid Man style. All of a sudden, Gans plows through the wall, Kool-Aid Man style.
Oh, Dee, resist urge to repeat Dr. J, please.
Oh no! He punches you into next week. You find yourself going about your business a week later. Looks like you were doing a little grocery shopping. A bit confused, have no memory of the previous fucking week. You have no idea what was on your grocery list. Are you out of milk? What kind of produce do you need to stock up on? It is all a little overwhelming. And to make things worse, the selection has so many prices and values.
Oh my God, should we take a Sweet Bro and Hella Jeff break?
Let's do it.
Yes.
I honestly think about this particular page of the comic where he's punched into the next week and he's grocery shopping like once every 2 weeks.
This this is one of the moments while reading all of Homestuck that I legitimately had to stop and laugh for like 60 straight
I
seconds.
love it.
Yeah,
I
me
love
too.
it. It's great.
But
I forgot which one. Am I Jeremy? I'm Jeremy, right?
you're Jeremy, so go ahead and say
I was
it.
the red one.
In Spaj, go shopping, Jeremy.
All right, Jay.
Not all the cans are the same. What's the difference?
Means.
The selection has too many prices and values. God damn! I can't read the rest. It's like it needs a fucking bullshit. He's a short of fucking shitware manager.
And there he goes. He has the manager's attention. And now the police are involved. Jesus Chris. I can't believe what he made take place.
Wow, experiencing that made me die.
I'm terrified.
All right, Oxbox cars. Use X body as paper cans.
Which works? Better technique, torso flail. You flail the torso cans wood in an attempt to placate him with the red meat.
Is this another fucking?
It
Oh,
sure
problem
is.
Sleuth. Shut up, problem sleuth. We're doing things.
Boom.
Let's It doesn't work. Dan's Clock's box goes entirely out of the current calendar year. You land in a totally different, outdated calendar. Looks like this one's themed with spirited horses. You'd just be up to your ass in horses for a whole year. Just great. This is just what you need to be doing. Farming all these goddamn horses. Fucking pain in the ass.
Ignore him and just pry the safe open, Spades.
You don't care what the consequences are. You gotta crack open this safe and be done with it. It's all intermission. We're starting to get a little punchy anyway.
Oh.
The massive release of temporal distortion from the vault transports you into a highly unfavorable timeline. Looks like the entire mansion was leveled, except for the vault and its enclosure. Everyone's dead except for you and you know who. But at least the safe's open. 1,000 out of 1,000 clocks destroyed. 14 out of 15 green torsos dead. 3 out of 4 black scofflaws offed.
Oh, why don't you just, enter the vault then?
There's nothing in here except for an open in the floor. There is a door with a keyhole, and you have a feeling you know how to open it. You only wonder why English's treasure would be locked behind a door with a spade on it.
Alright, well, that's weird. Why don't you dramatically use the spade key then?
You guess this is what the spade key was for all this time. You dramatically wield the spade key in a matter-of-fact manner.
Alright, peek inside the keyhole first.
What keyhole? It was clearly a barcode scanner all along, like the kind they sweep groceries over at supermarkets. That reminds me, you should really do some shopping next week. You're not going to peek inside because the lasers could blind you in one eye. Oh, wait!
Alright, use the rules for, blackjack card.
This was never a problem because there is clearly a barcode printed on your rules card for blackjack, as well as your arm. But there's nothing wrong with a little redundancy, you guess.
Get on with it!
Huh?
Fuck! That...
Oh, are you looking for this? We'll come and get it. You could touch you a she-witch. Ah!
That's not what she sounds like.
Ah.
That one.
Snowman's black inches no doubt have been responsible for more than a few red cheeks.
Whoa!
And just like that...
Back! Sam!
Alright, buddy. I know it hurts, but we're gonna need you to flip your sprite.
You gotta flip it, turn way.
Alright, scan the barcode. Oh, hey. Look at that thing.
Huh.
Oh, hey, what's all this then?
Yeah, this guy again. Been a long time. Hey, kid. Yeah, you.
Crabs?
And intermission!
Oh my god!
We did it all
Hey!
in one go! That was...
This would be a good time
Alright,
to end it.
Yeah,
Yep.
probably. That was good.
I'm gonna have to watch that back. What the hell?
That was fun.
I'll
Yeah.
give you a hint, Jay. The intermission is a very interesting and integral part to appreciating all of Homestuck, but it makes very little sense until you've pretty much read all of Homestuck.
Yeah,
Son
it's
of a
true.
bitch. Alright.
It's another one of those things where after you get to, like, the last fucking 1,000 pages of Homestuck, you're like, oh, wait. Now all
This
that
was
intermission
relevant.
stuff makes sense.
Spoilers, I guess.
I mean, he'll forget about it by the
Oh.
time we get another fucking 6,000 pages in, I'm sure.
True.
Yeah.
Hotspots,
Guys.
guys. Thanks for Hotspots, guys.
Yeah, thanks guys for Hotspur's cousin.
I'd like to particularly thank Hotspots, guys.
Yeah, so, that was a lot of fun, everybody. Hey, Jay!
It was.
Jay, what was Spade Slick's doing in a mysterious house with the TVs? But the TV's got a lot more screens, and it's not John or Rose or any other kids. And who's this
Wow.
mysterious weird fuck?
Who's this weird guy?
Well, shit, my brain is already molded from what I saw about 5 minutes ago. What are you asking me about now?
Why does Spade Slick have a weird TV thing that looks like the other weird TV thing that WV had? And why does this one have so many more screens? And why is it not John? Why is it this weird gray fuck?
These theories have too many prices and value.
There's too many prices
Too
and
many
value.
value prices. Pavlov's, I think. I don't know what's going on.
Open Light says he wants us to read for 9 more minutes, but I think that
Nah,
unfortunately
yeah.
this is
I have
good...
it. And
What?
no,
No,
Read it
stop,
for the
stop,
next 9 minutes.
stop, stop.
And...
God damn
Okay.
And special guest appearance by Eggs and Biscuits.
Yeah.
Okay, anyway,
That was
I
fun.
I think originally I had Jay and Saps stashed as eggs and biscuits because I think it would have been hilarious to watch them be stupid together.
Yeah, but well, yeah.
We work
We
with what
gotta
we
get
got.
him in here.
Yeah, that's it. Exactly.
But anyway, thank you everybody. We're gonna head out for now. Ark has to go to work and I have to get some sleep. But we will pick it up if probably next week. Depends on whether or not they reveal. It would be today, right? Or is it next week? Whenever the next.
It's been next week. It's been
yeah.
next week.
Yeah.
So
Exciting.
good night, everybody.
Night.